No, I just got to work a few. Okay, good morning. We already started the show. Went a little faggy with that one. Sorry. Cage the Elephant and Cigarette Daydream. Been kind of liking that song.
It was beautiful.
Lately. Thank you. Vic Henley is here. He walks in and he goes, "You don't need me today. You got Sherrod Small."
True.
And then
absolutely true.
And then I find out that you guys really know each other.
Oh, yes.
I know you comics know each other, but you guys really know each other.
We hang all the time.
No, right.
We've been at each
it's
other's
bad.
apartments.
I've seen things I can't even. There's like subpoenas.
Yes, definitely.
You've
been in a room when my penis has been out.
I'm not allowed.
You've seen his penis too.
Oh, and on tape and live.
It leaves you no choice. There's no way for you to see it.
He forces it.
It taps you on your shoulder.
It's like John Boehner. He's got an agenda.
Me and Sherrod getting even closer in recent months.
That's
I feel
true.
like I'm going to see your penis soon.
Yes, it's only a matter of time.
All right, that's fair enough.
It's veiny and angry, so be prepared.
Looks like a Snickers bar.
I thought you said niggers bar.
Hey, it's March. It's no longer February. I wouldn't be making that joke.
I'd be honored to see your penis now that we're getting closer.
Nice.
It's just a weird fucking thing that happens with you guys.
Between friends, between buddies.
Right. I was just going for a smoke.
I knew Jimmy and I hit it off when I finally, saw his penis.
Yes, I've seen Jimmy's penis. He got a nice mule.
Story with me, he gets this woman. I'll say woman from back in the day. No, she actually was a woman.
Oh, was she?
No, I'm sure.
But
this was pre-op.
But I'll go lady in. I'll go lady in in quotations.
Okay.
She took a bus from I think Cleveland, a local.
What?
She took a local just to see Jimmy.
Amazing.
We were doing the NEW show back in the day, and Jimmy, during commercials, took off with this fine young lady. Rumor has it he did her over a toilet in the bathroom.
Fine.
And then she's probably thinking, "Hey, man, I took this local from Cleveland. It took me all fucking night to get here and all day because we were doing afternoons." She's thinking maybe the weekend with Jim Norton, maybe some dinner after the show. Show ends at 7 at night.
Right.
And Jimmy goes, "Hey, man, I'm dropping her off at Port Authority," which is the bus stop.
Right.
So
Right
after.
A nice one.
So after taking the local from Cleveland, she was in town maybe 3 hours, 4 hours tops. And Jimmy's like, "You want to get something to eat, after we, drop her off at Port Authority." So now we're stuck in traffic in Times Square. And then he moves the rear view mirror on an angle and starts pointing down at his crotch so I could see him getting a blowjob in the middle of Times Square.
Good friend.
On the way to Port Authority to drop her back off so she could take the local back to Cleveland.
That's Jimmy. That's our Jimmy.
That's when I knew me and Jimmy were, we're finally in the spot.
Course.
We were in the zone.
No. My Norton did the same thing for me a couple of nights ago. My Norton. He's met my Norton.
Norton?
My Norton is Chuck Norton. I've known him since I was 5 years old. I've told stories about him on the show before.
He's the crazy son of a bitch.
He had him up, feet towards the sky, head towards the ground. He's a crazy hillbilly idiot. And he met Sherrod and Tony Rock at the same time. They started talking wrestling. And next thing you know, Sherrod's head was down towards the ground. And Norton's only about 5'7", 5'8".
He's like the Polish Hammer, that dude.
Yeah, he's
Ivan Putski.
But I have to always, because I do the show so much, and then because I talk about Norton so much, I have to always go, no, my Norton.
My Norton. He is country.
Yeah, he's out of his mind.
Does he do comedy?
No, God, no, fuck no. He barely does life.
Nice.
I met Tim Hudson through Vic Henley, too.
Really?
The
whole pitching staff. He had the whole pitching staff for the Atlanta Braves come to the show.
Kimbrell's from Alabama, and Hudson went to Auburn.
See,
so there's a double on the Braves. But then I get a message from him going, "Hey, look who I'm hanging with." I'm like, "What the fuck are you doing?"
It was like, how the fuck do you know the Henleys?
Well, Vic comes on and he tells these stories, and I don't believe him.
Oh, it's so true.
But then he backs up everything. And now at this point, I think I got to start believing that you know Charles Barkley and all these other.
He knows. He totally knows.
It's crazy, but true.
He told. I remember a good guy like 19 years ago. The All-Star game was here, not the most recent one from like
a long time ago.
Time ago.
At the Garden.
And he's there, and I knew he was going the night before. And we were talking to a bunch of people, and Tracy McGrady got like a one hop off the back. They did the old Harlem Globetrotters. Two of them topped it, bang bang, and tipped it twice, and then the third guy comes in and slams it.
Dunks.
And I knew he was there, and I called him. I was like, "Oh my fucking God!" And he answered the phone.
That's
He's
right.
like, "Tracy McGrady,
in the middle of the Garden.
in the minute. And I'm like, "Oh man!"
So how do you guys know each other?
Comedy.
But
yeah.
I mean, he helped you, Sherrod?
Definitely.
Back in the day?
Yeah, William Stevenson hates everybody, and William liked him and Tony Rock. Is how
When we
it
first
all
started
out.
They took us under their wing.
Yeah. William Stevenson was at the comic strip, and
that's
William,
cool.
William hates everybody. And I came in one night, and he goes, "Hey, have you met Sherrod and Tony Rock?" And I'm like, "No." And he's like, "These are really?" And I'm like, "You're recommending somebody out of the clear blue for no fucking reason at all?" And he went, "Yeah." I'm like, "What have you had your 2 Heinekens tonight?" You're all, because we was pretty straight, and never has no kindness in his heart at all. Has not 1 ounce of goodness, and unsolicited introduced me to this
God, that's kind of cool.
piece of shit who I've been stuck with.
I was trying to figure out who to do the show with today because you got Jimmy down in Tampa doing the big Mike Colta show.
Who's he down there with? Bobby and
Yeah, Bobby and
Artie Lang.
and Artie Lang, and I think the show's tomorrow night.
That's almost as good as what we're doing here today.
Almost.
That's almost.
And I just figured you guys would, kind of get along and have a little chemistry. I didn't know that you guys really
No,
knew
we
each
go
other.
back.
I've seen his dick in my house.
Yes.
That's how, not only have I seen his dick, I've seen his dick in my
That's
house.
strong.
Not in an accidental pee situation either.
No, it was all purpose.
That's right. It's before I had the cameras up.
I left my phone at home. I'm freaking out.
Did you really?
It's the
I would
weirdest
lose
thing
it.
when you fucking lose.
I would lose
I
my
didn't
mind.
bring mine on purpose.
Huh?
The last time I was on here, everybody gave me a bunch of shit because I didn't have it with me, and then I'm like, today. So today I went, no, I'm not fucking bringing it.
You're a strange man.
I got it in my pocket. I'm sure I can find it. It's in my coat in the office. It's in my coat in the office.
I pulled up to the building
I'm doing something.
and I went, fuck, I don't have my phone and I didn't have time to circle back and get it. I feel fucking...
I know. That's why that's the
Empty.
difference between I could have been 7:15 or 7:01, and I went nope, 7:01.
Right. It's the weirdest thing. It's the weirdest thing.
It's the weirdest
Who do you need
feeling.
to talk to?
Both
of y'all suck.
Well, no, it just shows you're kind of addicted to your phone. We all are, because you're right. I don't need it.
No, right.
But after I read 3 papers, I try to go through 3 papers before the show. Quick, just nonsense headline reading and maybe the first paragraph. I'm not like, I shouldn't brag too much. And then after that, I just kind of start scrolling on my phone because I'm ready. I've done all that, and then I'm just using it for nonsense. So now I'm just wandering around having conversations with people.
It's the worst thing.
What the fuck is a conversation in this day and age?
It's called humanity.
Yeah.
Sorry to make you talk. I agree with you. Why the fuck would you want to talk to anybody?
Because your phone is more than your phone.
Right.
Even when you don't want to talk to people and you ain't even doing shit with your phone, you can use that to get people out of your face. Be like, God.
Oh, yes.
That's why people stopped talking on the phone. That's why texting. That's why texting became popular. I will no longer talk on the device that was created for me to talk on. I have no time for
Even
you.
the white headphones.
Text time. No.
White headphones look like they're always on. If they're in your ear.
Right.
They're white. People they assume that they're already turned on.
Right. There was a fan in my gym that would just bother me every single time I was there. So I started wearing headphones that weren't attached to anything.
Right.
I just would put it in my pocket.
Not true.
The best thing.
And then I'd walk by and give him the big hi, what's up, and then I was able to move on without that small talk every fucking day.
It's
I
like
went to
security.
the gym. Right.
Every time he's on stage, I do that.
the whole audience does that.
The entire audience. See, he always ups my joke. He does a better joke. I try to poop on him. I cannot poop on him.
I enjoyed the poop.
Because conversations in this day and age are stupid. Every once in a while, you get into a good conversation with somebody.
It's
but
rare.
Most of them are nonsense. Vic Henley said it. We don't call people on our phones anymore because you realize that was just a waste of time. When you wanted to ask one lousy question, it would take, a 5-10 minute conversation. Now you can just text it.
Yes, much easier. I can't. Well, texting is the best part of my phone.
Right.
I like it more than email. I like it more than being able to make a phone call, pictures.
Yeah, and don't you find it weird when you hear a phone ring just around you? You're like, oh, that's weird.
Well, like, what kind of animal is going to have their phone
Well,
on?
one of your first thoughts is, are they going to take that?
Yeah,
because you assume everybody's like us. They're like, oh, this motherfucker's phone actually rang. He's going to answer.
My phone rarely rings, and when it does, I'm like, I let it ring, and then I write back, what do you need? I do, though.
Yes.
So much easier that way.
I hate talking to people.
Same thing.
To settle down and have a conversation with
somebody. A
somebody.
Couple weeks ago on a Saturday, I went, "Who's calling me from New Jersey?"
Right.
Yes.
Because it was an unidentified 201, and I never answer.
Nothing gets me angrier than a phone number that I don't recognize.
Right. That's what I meant. Who's calling me from New Jersey?
I'm like, who the fuck?
And you feel like you got to answer, and then every time you get tricked, you're like, of course you don't answer this.
Yeah.
It's nonsense.
And you always say, why the fuck did I answer this?
How was Red Eye last night, Sherrod?
It was amazing. Hosted Red Eye, Fox News. Yeah. Hosted.
I got it on DVR.
That's way better than him.
It was great.
Yeah,
because Greg does
yeah,
one
no,
for the
I've
show.
done it. Yeah, I've done it. I know.
He's changing. He's not on Red Eye anymore.
Oh, really?
Yeah. He's got a new.
You're the only black
time.
man at Fox?
I've always been the only black man at Fox.
I knew that, but that's great though. That's good. But I bet it was fun, right?
Oh, it was so much fun.
That's incredibly
Jedediah
brave.
Bill was on it too. You need to bring Jedediah on the show. She would.
No problem. Always looking for new people.
Oh, you would love her.
She's never been on, so.
Oh, he brought Ann Coulter.
Oh yeah, I brought Ann Coulter everywhere.
He brought Ann Coulter to the basement at the comic strip.
Smoke pot.
You and Ann Coulter smoked.
I'm hood, man. I'm everybody's hood. Several times.
I like to know that she smokes pot.
Yeah, I have a bad influence on Ann Coulter, nigga.
She'll lie and say it's a contact high, but it's different. It's different.
She's cool people, man.
She's
she kept on
fine.
many of my
She's totally
shows.
fine.
And I don't line up politically with her too much, but
neither do I.
We don't either. But she said that we were shitting on her relentlessly, and she goes, "It's pro wrestling. I'm a villain." She basically said, "I'm full of shit" to me and him.
A theater act.
You could really,
she really did.
You could really learn a lot from those wrestlers. Yeah, you know what I mean? You really can.
I agree.
But she does great radio when she comes in here. She's very likable.
But he can't walk in. But I mean,
we go out drinking.
And after Robert Klein yesterday, we might have to get a right winger in here soon.
To balance it out.
Boy, were they mad yesterday on Twitter.
They were so angry.
I don't know, man. It's like, can't you
just this liberal son of a bitch?
Just listen to the other side one day. Who cares?
Yes.
I mean, my thing is I do try to just balance it out. I try.
I've gotten people.
He
I've
was
been
a
on
bit
here
left yesterday.
If 1 ounce of anybody goes anywhere, all of a sudden you have the haters. It gets a stream of.
It's like just relax and hear stuff.
I try to.
Was Klein funny, or was he just?
I thought he was hilarious.
He's always Robert Klein. He should be pretty good.
And then at the end of the show, he goes to me, "Hey man, you barely said anything today." I'm like, "You son of a bitch! You interrupted everyone for 2 straight hours."
Yeah, he was yapping. He yapped.
He was a yapper.
He went to Yale,
but he was great.
I'm not trashing him.
No, he went to Yale.
I feel like we know him now, so we can give him a little bit of a beating. He was very entertaining.
I brought up two, Burt Reynolds references to him when I first met him. We were doing some bullshit thing where we had to do some interstitials between some comedy show that he was on and I was on, and then, but I referenced his acting. I'm like, a lot of people don't think, when you got snubbed for best supporting actor and Smokey and the Bandit, that's and he's like, ooh,
it lit him up.
Yeah, totally. I brought up. I go, Hal Needham was probably your greatest director because he. He had no, and he went, he got all, he really liked it. And I was totally being full of shit. I'm like, is he going to go for the hillbilly redneck compliment? Yes. Yes, he is.
He's a legend, man.
Oh, yes. He's been,
been around forever.
Great, too, because it seems like he should be like 90 years old or something.
I thought he should have been a lot older than he is. He's 73. Not because what he looks like, but
how long he's
I
been
remember
around?
I was a kid when he was
I can't stop
doing
my
his
leg.
thing.
I can't stop my leg. Everybody's, I can't stop my leg.
Yes, that classic bit.
He was the first HBO special.
Was he the first?
Yes, I believe he was the very first one.
I feel like it was Carlin.
I think it's him, actually. I might be wrong, but
I think he did 8 or 9 of those.
But I think he might be. He was the very first one when they gave somebody the hour-long, hey, we're HBO and we're going to have comedy as a big part of what we're doing. I think he might have been the very first one.
Did he say he did 80 Carsons or some shit?
There's no how many.
Is that what he said yesterday?
I don't remember.
Those
There was
guys,
some number that was just ridiculous.
it's one of those things, you know. With
Him and Brenner.
with the new guys like Kimmel and Fallon, they're killing it, obviously.
Definitely.
But you talk to these comics, and it's the Johnny Carson, and it's the number. They all know how many times they were on Carson.
Yeah,
it's like bragging rights.
Because it would almost be, there literally was almost a $500, $1,000 increment every time you were on.
Really?
There was a dollar figure associated with it. You literally went from $2,500 to $3,000,
so
$3,000 to $4,000.
How many times you're on?
Yeah, and that's why a lot of those guys, because at that time it did translate to asses in the seats.
Like nowadays, you don't.
Wow,
it did. It's asses in the seats. You went from middle to headliner, bang, because you went from $250 per week to $500 per week to $700.
Now, why do you think it happened like that back then? Because it was like not a lot of channels, so everybody that's watched those.
It was old school radio. It was like, let's sit around, look, turn on the elixir.
That's exactly why. We had what? 4 channels maybe back then?
Yeah, and it was 90 minutes. He was an hour and a half.
I mean,
Carson was an hour and a half. You know, that's one of the things that he was going to go the first time when Leno was about to take over because he didn't want to do Fridays and he didn't want to do. Sorry, he didn't want to do Fridays. And he didn't want to do 90 minutes. He wanted to shorten it to 60, and otherwise he would have retired the first time. We would have got Leno even sooner.
Really?
But then they caved and they said we'll shorten it to 4 days and we'll let Jay come and host on Tuesday, and you don't even have to do Friday, and we're shortening it to 60 minutes. And that's how they got Johnny on the hook for the last few years.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
But people just know how many times they've been on that show.
It was amazing.
They don't say that with Letterman or anybody else.
Jake Johansson will tell you that he's done like 42 Lettermans or how many. He's one of the most Letterman. And he's a brilliant comic.
They kept saying who had the best Letterman ever. Wasn't it Ted Bergeron or somebody? No, what's his name? What's the dude?
Eddie Bergeron, who died.
He died?
He died. He's dead.
Oh, God bless his soul.
He was an old Boston dude.
But everywhere he went, he'd be like, he had the best Carson ever.
Carson or Letterman?
It was Carson.
I think it was Carson, maybe.
Best Carson set of all time.
As far
Teddy Bergeron.
As far as comics go?
Yeah.
All the Boston guys, it was one of the legendary.
Yeah, it was legendary.
He fucking killed it.
And they feel like he had the best set.
And came over to the couch, like Johnny brought him over.
Stephen Wright. Stephen Wright asked him to come back in 10 days.
Really?
Stephen Wright did it, and Carson went, "Can you come back next week?" And he was the first guy that went, "What the fuck?"
He was the first guy that went from Boston and opened it up for all the rest of his pals over there.
Yeah.
And became an overnight sensation.
Bergeron was a Boston.
Stephen Wright,
Boston guy.
One fucking set on Johnny Carson, and the next day you're a superstar. Period. Now you guys go on all these shows and no one gives a fuck.
No.
If you ain't fucking Kim Kardashian, nobody knows you.
And that has nothing to do with your talents.
No.
It's just a whole
it's a
different
saturated
world.
market.
It was.
Market's saturated.
Now you got to do, 10 podcasts a week, 5 fucking guest appearances on
to
these
keep
shows.
them from cutting your pay.
Right.
The other way was a $500 increase. Now it's we got to be on here every day. I'm here at 7:01 just to not lose money.
I started going to Temple. I mean, it couldn't hurt.
Let's see. All right, let's go to Travis in North Carolina. Travis, what's up?
Good morning, guys.
Good morning.
Opie, man, great show. You guys are really kind of rounding back into form.
Yeah. Thank you, buddy.
Yeah, man. There's a story coming out of Raleigh, fraternity. So they're the new witches, I guess. You know, everybody's going to chase them down. But somebody found some frat bros pledge book in a restaurant. And it's full of dirty jokes, typical things men say to each other when they're around each other.
Right.
And the fraternity is now suspended.
Yeah, I said it.
Jokes.
When that chant video came out, I said it right away. They will shut down fraternities and sororities on college campuses within the next, I want to say a few years, but they'll probably be able to hold on for maybe 5 or 6.
You mean altogether shut them down on college campuses?
Yes. They're already starting to discuss it on all these news programs. Because every one of these fraternities and sororities, I would say the majority, the mass majority, they have some fucking dirt.
Yeah.
They all have dirt.
I agree.
There's only a few, goody two-shoes fraternities and sororities.
Yeah, you don't want to hang out with it.
And it's going to be the new thing. They're going to attack every single one of them. It's a hot topic now.
Animal House is real, for sure.
They make them do things. Sorry, you guys talk about a lot on the show about the political correctness and how it's just invading everything. I mean, think about it. This is someone's private book. It could be a journal, it could be a diary or whatever, but it's the Pledge Brothers book.
Right.
And that's being now open to the public, and they're being punished for his private
Yeah.
That's some scary shit.
Yeah, and then I see the news people's faces. We're going to play the story in a second here. Of course, it has to be a white woman and a black dude doing the news. What a surprise.
Right.
Is that Rod Carew?
It looks like Rod Carew.
Fat Rod Carew.
Fat Rod Carew.
I like Rod Carew, actually.
I love
actually does not look right.
And they look shocked, like they can't believe this is going on. We all know this goes on.
Former Minnesota Twin.
You all know it goes on.
California Angel.
They all try to act like it's a shocking thing and try to like. That's why I hate when they try to make it a bigger thing than what it is. It's young kids' fucking notebook. Sure, they got some dirty jokes in it. So what?
Yeah,
you can't punish the whole.
I don't give a fuck. You know,
telling you,
fraternities are a lot of fun. You were part of a fraternity.
No,
right?
I wasn't. I bribed a lot of people and got into a lot of things, but I always enjoyed what the Phi Delts at Auburn when I was there. The Air Florida, when the plane hit the bridge in D.C.
Right.
The Air Florida crash.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. A week later, they had an Air Florida social. So the whole party is all of them walking around in plane red, all of them in bandaged up like they've survived.
But that's
some of them are carrying
humor.
chunks of ice. Right. They're trying to pay true. No suspension. Move off campus. You're not allowed to be Phi Delta Theta anymore.
You wouldn't be able to do that
Everybody
now.
was super mad. Yeah, everybody. They were always getting into
one video clip of that party now, and you're fucked.
No, it would be this exactly. It would be exactly this. So you have no reference for the dead.
It's just a bunch of dopey kids.
Dopey kids.
You're 19
drinking,
years old.
Dumb.
Right.
Although the race chant, that's a little rough because you know that was passed down. You
From
know.
generation to generation.
Well, that's called Thanksgiving,
and
where
if you
I'm
want
Hey, you know
the mistake they made. If you want to sing, hold on 1 second. I'll get back to you, buddy. If you want to sing those chants, you got to make sure you take everyone's cell phones away and
in
stay
the basket
and stay in the frat
all the
house.
phones in the basket.
That's the mistake they made in this day and age. Everyone is looking to film something that'll go viral.
And it's still like the bus driver's still on the bus too.
Right.
What the fuck are y'all doing?
Phones in the basket. Phones in the basket.
Most likely a black driver just sitting up there fucking sulking.
Who didn't give a shit? Right. Who's mad? He's mad. But there's a big tip coming. He's going to get tipped heavily, so he's on the fence about it. He's mad and happy at the same time.
Sorry, Travis. Continue.
that's all right. But how long do you think it's going to be before they start coming after comics? I mean, that's the thing. Like,
Lenny Bruce again is what you're saying?
Look, you see
it's
the
common.
French dude just got a suspended sentence.
It's common.
The French comedian just got suspended sentence for condoning terrorism this week.
Where was this?
In France. Pull it up.
Yeah, but we're talking about America.
I know, but it's only a matter of time, baby.
I think so.
The Charlie Hebdo thing, he like puts on Facebook about that, saying how he felt like he was being treated like a terrorist.
So the Lenny Bruce thing's coming back.
And
You're
they
going
fined
to
him
walk on stage as a comic.
$30,000.
Wow.
Walk on stage as a comic.
I'm amazed that in general you guys are still skating. I'm amazed by that.
Yeah.
There's a little bit popping up here and there, but they're going after you guys. Radio was like the Wild West, and man, did they shut down radio.
But they did. Clear Channel turned into.
They shut it down.
You're right. You're right.
It's either this. It's either satellite radio or pod. And honestly, even here, they don't allow these shows to do what we're doing. We're like the last fucking dinosaur. So now it goes to podcasting.
Now Clear Channel.
But that's what it is. I think the whole business corrects itself. It's like if I can't say it because maybe I'm on a show now who got commercials or some shit.
Right.
The young kid who ain't got a job, that's where the voice is going to be.
Right.
Because they got nothing to lose.
And now they're trying to control the internet on top of it. These sons of bitches.
Yeah.
All right, Travis. Thank you. Do we have the news story, Sam?
It's on WRL.com.
We got it. Here it is. You can stay on the line if you got something to say about this news clip. All right, let's do this.
Vulgar comments linked to its members.
Good
evening. Thanks for joining us. I'm Gerald Owens.
And I'm Deborah Morgan. This book was discovered at a local restaurant right near the NC State campus. One of the workers at the restaurant showed our Ken Smith the book. Ken joins us now live with her exclusive interview. Ken?
Gerald and Deborah, what appears to be the disturbing actions of yet another fraternity is being called into question tonight. We sat down earlier tonight with a young lady by the name of Katie Parrish. She works at NC State. We went through that small handwritten book cover to cover. The names listed in that book match the names of the current members of the Pi Kappa Phi fraternity at NC State. Now, we want to warn you, some of the excerpts from the book that you hear are disturbing.
Get ready for some Yo Mama jokes.
This little green book is filled with handwritten comments, including many that are sexually charged, racially insensitive, and derogatory toward women and children.
That's embarrassing. and scary.
Katy
So are
Perry
you.
bought what appears to be a fraternity pledge book.
So are you.
Yeah,
Perry says her co-workers
You're more
found it at a
embarrassing,
restaurant near
Scary.
campus.
It's just a group of 60-some young men at state making jokes about
They got
raping
no
people,
mirrors in that
raping
dorm?
children,
I'm just saying.
raping dead women,
We're talking embarrassing and scary.
making very overt racist comments.
Here are some excerpts from
Here
his
we go,
book.
guys.
It will be short and painful, just like when I rape you.
Wow,
You can never trust an N-word as far as you can throw them.
Oh boy.
Dude,
N-words? You
if
can-
she's hot enough, she doesn't need a pulse.
Oh boy.
Man, that tree is so perfect for lynching.
Oh boy.
I like
Hey.
little girls. Be kind to the whales because they'll lead you
Sure.
to the dolphins.
There's no excuse. Like, these aren't.
These are just old-time
I
jokes.
don't even understand
These are
that one. I
one-liners.
don't understand that
Be
one.
kind to the
I
whales.
don't understand that
fat
one.
girls?
Yeah,
I
fat
didn't
girls lead you
understand
to
that
hot
one.
girls.
Oh, is that what it is? Wow.
We all know
No,
that.
I didn't know that one. I didn't know that one.
Why are
I
they
did
giving
not
away
know.
that secret?
I've learned something. Thank God something positive came out of there.
Every chubby
Fucking
girl
well.
has a hot friend.
The fucking
know
whales
that.
are going to be on to us now.
that.
Why don't give that one away?
Wow.
What's the context here? Do you know, Travis?
The context as far as where they found the book.
No, why such outrageous shit in this book? I'm very suspicious why.
Yeah.
Is there a reason why? I mean, are they forced to maybe write some shit in there? Or is it what it is?
Who knows? It could just be nonsense just scribbled in. I mean, I'm on an email chain with about 20 of my buddies, and we just share ridiculous jokes and stupid comments all day long. It's just what guys do, and it's amazing to me that the news considers this news.
Right.
It qualifies now. I
Right.
mean, it's really disturbing.
And then you got a chubster all fucking pissed off on the news.
Right.
All lathered up.
She's 1 year away from being a whale.
About ready to
I don't know any dolphins.
throwing around her Emily Dickinson references. Can't get into Brown, but you're at North Carolina State. Frustrated lesbian Emily Dickinson wannabe.
She's enjoying her last year as an
Well,
almost
we're all
dolphin
saying
before
she.
she
That's
becomes a whale.
that's my cousin Travis.
Yeah.
So what if you just say, okay, yeah, that's my notebook, but I'm writing a script, or
Yeah,
I'm working on a rap
something.
album.
Right.
Why?
But pledging is really strange. So I don't know if the brothers are forcing them to say some
this.
outrageous shit, or is it
course they
just this
are.
one guy's thoughts on things, trying to be funny,
Or maybe you could
trying
just
to be
say,
outrageous.
It's my horrible shit notebook. I write down horrible shit in it.
Right. That way I don't go out and murder
That's why it's
people.
horrible to
get the
Right.
voices out of my head.
You didn't
on
look at the
paper.
cover. You snapped. Hey, quit rushing to judgment. If it clearly says my horrible shit
Right. I
notebook
agree.
right
It's
on the
horrible
front.
shit. That's why I
These
have
are the
this-
thoughts that I don't act on.
Right.
It has a frowny face right on the front. It has a frowny face.
This is like this guy's diary or something. You know what I mean? Like his private. Maybe
Well-
it comes out this is like a private journal or something. And clearly a line's been crossed, but you'll never hear about that.
Well, they suspended the fraternity immediately.
Well, I think it's like an interim suspension, so it's kind of a slap on the wrist type thing. It
Right.
sounds like to me, but it's still the principle behind it is. I mean, that's the witch hunt now.
Right.
If
Yeah.
you're in a fraternity, you better keep your shit buttoned up.
Well,
Well,
It's coming.
if you're in a fraternity, you got a whole other set of issues.
Attention all frats and sororities. Hide your shit.
Yeah,
They're
right.
coming for you.
Once you buy into Rent a Friend.
it's a hot topic right now, though. So every news
Yeah,
channel
but,
in
you know,
America is
I don't
looking
care.
at the frats
Whatever.
and the
Good.
sororities very close to them to try to dig up some shit.
Let me tell you something.
Were you in a frat?
Black
You were in
frats and
Yeah.
sororities are just as racist.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I've
Don't
said
think
that.
that they're not saying
God,
racist shit.
Thank
totally.
you.
Absolutely.
All day.
And the stupid shit too, and the hazing and,
And
the
plus-
weird.
but
They
yeah.
brand each other with fucking branding
No kidding.
irons in the
Yeah.
black fraternity
I
world.
see those guys in the
Yo,
NFL.
Alpha-
Shaquille's
Alpha
got a
Kappa
Q
Alpha.
dog.
Yeah.
Shaquille's
Oh, yeah,
got a
Shaquille.
Q dog.
Shaq's
He's a
got
Q
one.
dog.
Right.
It's a fucking branding iron. They brand cattle with in a goddamn black and white Clint Eastwood movie. No, right.
Here's the difference, and I truly believe this. The media is not going to go search out a black fraternity and the shit they're doing wrong.
Not yet.
Well, you know.
When,
think they'll go there
when this story
eventually?
gets big enough, somebody's going to be like this. If you think it stops
Well,
there, it doesn't.
I doubt it.
Well,
man.
they accidentally
I doubt
killed
it.
they killed the band member. That was
Oh,
almost
yeah,
just as
Florida.
bad.
Right.
That's almost just as bad. But same kind of thing. There's a crazy underworld where the black people are doing the same
Beaten by
stupid
the
shit.
shit.
Black people are smart enough not to carry their horrible shit notebooks when they go to restaurants. They don't leave them behind.
That's the only
It
one.
just stays on their person.
That's right. It's in tattoo form. That's why we get so many tattoos.
It's a secret code. It's a code.
They got it memorized already. They don't need the book
you got
anymore.
a Q dog up times
Kill
Kappa
Whitey is tattooed on the chest.
You don't need a reminder to kill Whitey.
That's an easy
have a
one.
present.
That's an easy one.
Burned into the brain.
You don't even need to know. You just write. It's right there.
Let's get back to the news story here.
Oh, man.
I want to see if they explain this further.
Oh, sorry.
Aren't children. These are adults. They're my age. They're saying this.
Oh,
They know what they're doing.
You're not
After seeing the book, we called the fraternity on campus and left a message letting them know we had seen the book. When we didn't
for
hear
you.
back from them, we went to the Pi Kappa Phi house on NC State's Fraternity Road. We knocked several
like your
times but
jacket.
got no answer, even though we saw people walking around inside.
Based on what I'm seeing, they're sitting in the living room, and then all of a sudden they saw me, and they
why
all
would they
made
talk to you?
a beeline for the back room.
You're the devil. The devil has just shown up at your front door. When you answer the door, who doesn't know the media is the devil?
60-minute. Mike Wallace is out front. Who wants to go talk to him?
Yeah, I love how they're always surprised.
Hey, Ralph Nader's out front. Who wants to go talk to him?
Newscaster wants to talk to a 20-year-old frat guy. I don't see how this could go wrong for us guys.
Yeah, this guy's surprised they're not answering the door.
Bobby, put down the 3-foot bong and go to the door.
There's a narc at the door. Somebody want to answer that? Or
What the kids are, oh, the media's outside. I bet you they're going to give us money.
oh, good. Somebody here to tell our side of the story.
Finally. Finally.
Yeah.
Go pack.
You're the devil. We all know it.
Banging on the.
Stop banging on our fucking
There
door.
like
appears to
5-0,
be
like
someone
he's the cops.
inside walking around, not in. There appears to be someone.
We went to the house of the mother whose child was tragically run over today. We don't understand why she wouldn't
We're
answer the door. Give us a
surprised,
couple,
Bang, bang, bang,
couple
bang.
minutes.
We don't. She was in tears. We don't understand.
Right. For some reason, she did not answer the door when we knocked. Go fuck yourselves.
Terrible.
Fucking devil. Continue.
A short time later, someone inside completely closed the curtains. Then we saw several young men leaving the house and driving away. Perry hopes what's in this little green book should be a wake-up call to the NC State campus community.
I hope other fraternities are disgusted. I hope that if they do have any of these sorts of things going on in theirs, that they'll realize that whether they want to or not, that they should change, that they shouldn't promote this kind of behavior.
Well, a short time ago, we checked the fraternity's website again, and now all the pictures and names of the current members
Keep going.
protected NC State and the fraternity's national headquarters in Charlotte this evening. No comment yet from either of them. Deborah.
Ken Smith in our newsroom. Thank you.
In our newsroom.
Right. He's 3
In our
feet away.
newsroom. Yeah,
He's 3
shut up.
feet away. He's 3 feet away.
On location.
Deborah.
No, right. He's as close to them as Sam is to me right now.
No, Sam's in our newsroom.
It'd be like Sam. No, same thing, right?
His voice is being picked up in their microphones.
Sam's, in space. What are you talking about, Vic?
Sam.
Via satellite.
Sam via satellite.
Yeah. He's rotating the Earth right now. What are you talking about? He's right there.
Atlas.
Right.
They got nothing though. This whole story is about, hey, remember that national story? Well, it hits close to home. We got some stupidness here.
Wait till you hear what's in this notebook.
Yes.
The frats and the sororities are in deep fucking trouble.
They should remake the Notebook movie with this Notebook. I can see that.
Well, that's a movie I would.
I can see that. Right. She snaps out of her Alzheimer's due to racist N-word jokes from back in the day. You tell one.
These are hilarious, sweetheart.
Wait, Carl, it's you.
Travis, thank you, buddy.
Thank you, man. See ya.
All right. This guy can explain what a pledge book is. Well, I think we know.
Oh, it is. It's
The brothers make you carry around a pledge book, and there's
Exactly.
things you got to do, and you got to get signatures and all sorts
So
of
that's
shit.
what they're saying. This was a pledge book, or this was just a dude's book? Or like that he had his
It's a
friend.
pledge book.
It was a pledge book.
Which basically, you
and
gotta,
he's online right now.
You got to learn the history of the fraternity, so you're writing shit down as they're telling you, because then you're going to be quizzed on it, and if you fail the quiz, then there's a bare bottom spanking.
Just like Animal House at the beginning. Thank you, sir. May I have another deal? Kevin Bacon, learn the Greek alphabet, do this, that, and the other.
That was the one thing that creeped me out about fraternity life, the bare bottom spanking.
Right.
Yeah.
Exactly.
What fucking sicko started this decades ago?
And what he says, do you prepare to consecrate the bonds of obedience?
Yeah.
Something really weird and creepy like that.
Bonds of obedience.
It is. It's some of the exact words. It's Niedermeyer.
Right.
He's like, prepare to consecrate the bonds of obedience. Really. I don't want another dude saying that to me about anything.
And I'm with my pants down.
No.
Someone's saying they feel like the whole story is fake. What, like this thing was planted? Bob, what do you got on this?
Yeah, what y'all talk about is the pledge book, and you're right. What they do is they write all the names of the members in there, and then the pledge makes their own book, and then they have to go to every member in the fraternity and talk to them and interview them. That's supposedly how they get to know the people.
Right.
But what happens is when the pledge comes to a brother and says, I need to get your interviews, then they go through the book and just write on everybody's page just goofy shit.
They hammer them like a roast.
His buddy could have got drunk the day before and did something stupid, and so they'll write on that guy's page one little blurb, and it's just a bunch of crazy, stupid shit. I'm not making an excuse for it, but it's still, in my opinion, that is freedom of speech. You can say stupid shit if you want to, even if it's racist.
Well, that's what Sherrod was saying.
Yeah, why is Bob from Atlanta giving us more info on this than Deborah Morgan and Gerald Owens? Not Gerald Owens. How about you explain what a pledge book is, you fucks? You devils?
They went to community college broadcasting school.
Because it's important to the story. Like, these pledge books are made to humiliate the pledges, and some go too far with it and make fun of the person in their own book and write racist shit and this and that. Explain in that part of it, at least.
It's context. You got to take it all in context, man.
Right.
Half of the stuff that was in my book, and granted, I was in school in the 80s, a long time ago. Fraternities and shit have changed a whole lot since then.
A lot of Madonna references?
Half the stuff that's written on there is in fucking code. I didn't even know what half of it meant anyway.
That's what he's saying, a lot of Madonna references, right?
There's back and forth to the other people of something that they did that nobody knew except for those two guys. I still that I read, that I've looked at it. We had a little get-together a few years ago. We pulled them out and laugh about stuff. There's stuff that was written in my book that I still don't fucking know what it is.
What frat were you in? What school?
I was in Kappa Sigma, West Georgia.
All right. West Georgia.
Oh, West Georgia? Oh, let me explain some of the words in your book then. A niglet is a black person, but a smaller black person.
Right.
Yeah, niglet.
Under 2 years old. Under 2 years old.
Under 2.
The other thing, when you're talking about the racism, I mean, you know how I live in the South, man. There's no doubt that it's here. But y'all were talking about the black fraternities and the branding and shit.
Yeah.
Those dudes do not fuck around. Those guys, oh, here's the other thing with the pledge book. If you lost the pledge book, your ass was grass. Whoever that book belonged to, that son of a bitch is fucking dead.
Yeah, that guy, the man that Deborah Morgan and Gerald Owens, he's in a lot of trouble. I agree with the dude on that. He's in way more trouble than them finding the pledge book and doing this story.
Oh, sure.
Yeah, for sure.
And you had to get signatures of the brothers, right?
Yeah, you got to go around. They have to sign.
Yeah, no, I know. I want to explain a little bit to these guys because, I pledged a frat, and you had to get 3 signatures.
What frat?
Phi Sigma Epsilon at the time.
Yeah.
And
what they make you do, Ope?
I've talked about it over the years.
Really? Brutal shit?
The fucking faggy shit.
Yeah.
If you want to know the truth.
They put hot dogs on your butt cheeks?
Hot dogs.
If you drop it, you have to eat it. That's what the dudes at Auburn. At the Auburn, they put the hot dog in your butt cheek, and you had to run around the frat house, and if it dropped out of you, if you couldn't clinch it up, you had to pick it up and eat it. Wow. That was just one that I heard of.
I mean, you might as well just drop it right away, right?
And you might as well eat it. Exactly.
You don't want to mustard it all up before you got to eat it.
There was some nudity, which was a little strange.
Really, in groups, like group nudity.
I was like, well, really? I just wanted to fucking get a red cup and drink a beer with you guys.
I thought we were going to talk about Van Halen.
Right.
I thought we were going to talk about Van Halen.
Smoke a little pot and have a party with the sorority. Exactly. Why are we naked right
who's
now?
Better, Diamond Dave or Sammy
What is this
Hagar?
proving? The fuck is this proving?
It's bonding young men together.
It's the weirdest shit.
It is totally weird.
It's disturbing.
Right. It's way more. It's way more homo than homo.
And then they kind of got mad at me that I didn't take it too seriously. I'm like, no, you can't take it seriously after you make us do goofy shit.
Right.
But then you had to go around and get the signatures of the brothers, and if you just casually had a conversation, they'd give you your first signature. You had to get each guy 3 times, and there were always a few that were holdouts.
I'd be like, "Come get me later."
Yeah, I'm talking to a girl right now. Right now is not the time, and there were always a bunch of fucking pricks that were just a pain in the ass to get that third signature. And the guy's right. They would write all sorts of shit in your book.
It's exhausting.
You had to have the book on you at all times, and it was meant to humiliate you.
That's why I wouldn't join one. That's why I had to.
That's why I didn't join either. Yeah, I was like, I was just too much Brooklyn in me to put up with this shit.
I worked for the intramural department, so I was able to exchange favors for getting invited to the private parties. And once I knew I could do that, I'm like, why would I join if I could already get my own fix in? The same thing.
Do parties and said fuck that.
Right, exactly. Right. They're like, our quarterback's got a chemistry lab. We need to be on the Monday Football League. I'm like, well, I'll talk to my boss. I believe Bahama party's coming up.
College, man.
All right, Bob. Thank you, buddy.
All right, you're welcome. Appreciate y'all.
Yeah, right on. I worked with Tim for a while back in Florida.
I love to appreciate.
Who?
Tim.
Who's Tim? Me? Not talking about me.
I don't know. Jane.
Tim Hudson?
Oh, Hudson?
Oh, yeah, of course. Jane.
Hey, it's not James. It's Fontaine, Opie.
What's up?
Hey, I used to do
Fontaine?
shows at a comedy. Yeah, hey,
buddy. Hey, what's up? He calls all the time.
Vic. Hey, Sherrod.
What's up, man?
I used to host shows at a comedy club in Florida back in the late 80s, and Teddy Bergeron's set was fucking legendary. And when he came through town, oh, my God, he had this hot young girl with him, and he was like this old broken-down man, but when he hit the stage, he was fucking dynamite.
Yeah, the dude, he was
Why was his set so good?
He was just it wasn't like extraordinary, but he was just a good comic. He was just a good, solid comic.
Because you could combine anything. He could do spontaneous off-the-cuff stuff, but he also had good writing, so it was the best combo platter of it. It's like if you come see me and him. It's the same thing. You're not going to.
Can we find like 2 minutes on the guy that we could play? You know of anything?
He used
that
to keep a little
playing?
tasty with him. I know that. In his last days.
A lot.
Huh.
He like a young tasty.
No, it's Teddy Bergeron. It's hard to find. Tom Bergeron is the Dancing with the Stars guy.
Yeah,
but
America's
Teddy
Funniest
Bergeron,
Home Video.
But yeah, now, I mean, the news is doing a lot of fraternity stories. Penn State got in some trouble, too. They had like a private Facebook page.
Wait.
Passed out naked girls.
Penn State?
Yeah, past 2 days that came out there. Same thing.
But they were adult girls, right? Like grown?
It's idiot women that have passed out at the frat house, and so they've pulled their top up and then taken a picture of them while they're passed out.
That's like Animal House stuff.
Same thing.
I don't think it's not right.
No.
But when you're in college, you got to take all this with a. I mean, if it's leading to a rape culture, then I.
Oh yeah, of course.
But this silly shit. You can't mix it all together.
Well, when they were showing the Penn State pictures, at one point they were showing brothers just mooning and thought that was outrageous, too.
What?
Yeah. No, it's all in the same.
Right?
Yeah, it's all in the same, right.
Well,
it all got lumped in the same thing.
Well,
right.
Wait, you're comparing those guys mooning to the girl that's passed out where they pull their fucking pants down? The fucking news, I'm telling you, they're devils.
Well,
that's how they fucking devils.
That takes me back to the Randy Moss fake mooning when he played football. He only fake mooned.
Remember, and he got in trouble for it.
And the reason he fake mooned is because in Green Bay, they really do moon you when they whip your ass. And he was doing it was like Joe Buck and everybody got mad. I've got children. I've got children. That's when everybody's
Don't make them use their imagination to see your black eyes.
Right. I've got kids.
Well, all right. Let me say hi to Sean in Alabama. Sean.
Opie, what's going on? How you doing?
We're doing good today, Sean.
You brought up goofy shit, and I would like you to define goofy shit, because if memory serves, you put marshmallows in your ass and drop them.
Well,
wait, what happened?
There might be some old brothers listening to this broadcast, and we're not allowed to spill our secrets.
Wait, what's going on, Hope?
Well, we might have had an evil frat that had to be taken care of on our campus.
Right.
They were very evil.
One of those. I love the retribution.
They were our competition for the ladies.
Oh, okay.
So they had to be taken care of.
For the ladies.
And so how we took care of them, us, the pledges, may have stripped down and picked up some marshmallows with our butt cheeks, not using our hands, and we had to bomb their frat house to take care of business.
With the marshmallows? Like you...
Yeah.
Hilarious.
We were directed because we were blindfolded because whatever sick fuck was getting off on seeing us naked, I'm sure volunteered for this night of pledging.
I'll handle it tonight.
Right, he's pledge master for the
BB
evening.
oils that I'm gonna bring.
Right.
Look, it came out years later. The guys that turned and happened to go gay and all that, and I remember that they were the ones that always volunteered for the weird fucking shit.
Shocker.
Oh
Shocker.
my God! Wait a minute, and y'all was in blindfolded, butt naked, picking up fucking marshmallows with your ass cheeks.
Mini or regular size?
It was regular, and then waddle across the room, and we were like, no, more to the right. This fucking brother that was there, obviously, because he wanted to see penises.
Yes, he's like, I'm never coming out the closet. Fuck out the closet.
More to the right. No, a little further. And then, okay, you're over the house.
Right. He's jerking off with fluff.
Right. I'm sitting there like, I really just want to fucking drink a fucking beer out of a red cup.
Right. I thought I was going to get a Miller Lite and a Solo cup
How
out
many
of this.
people?
And this is a true story. I said, this isn't for me. I said, fuck, this is crazy. I don't want to do this shit. I thought we were just going to socialize a little bit. I'm 18 years old. What the fuck? I'm away from home for the first time.
You could pick up a lot of marshmallows back then, too, couldn't you?
It was a young, firm, butt cheek grabbing ass. It was
my asshole was brand new.
We called him the Claw. We used to call him the Claw. Stuffed animals were nothing.
Fucking brand new asshole. You could get a lot done with that.
Fresh out the box.
So I told the guys, like, I don't. This isn't for me. And then two brothers actually came to my dorm room. I'll never forget it. And they basically, in a very nice way, said, you don't want to fucking quit.
Right.
And then hinted that your life will be a living hell on this campus. And I remember the other guys that did quit. Dude, this is back in the day with fraternities when you think they're serious now.
Right.
They were fucking serious,
when
man.
you drop line. When you dropped the line.
And they basically were nice about it. They're like, well, you probably should reconsider. And then I remember other guys that said, nope, I don't want to do this. They were basically chased off campus and left school.
Yeah, that's why I went to Auburn, because Auburn went that way. Alabama was that way.
Yeah.
You had to go in the frat. Like at Auburn, if you weren't in the fraternity, if there was a football game on Saturday and they had a band playing, everybody was welcome at the band party, whether you were in the frat or not.
Right.
But some campuses are totally Greek, and if you're not involved in the Greek, then fuck you, get out of here. You're in a lot of trouble.
Another one, and I could say this because I don't think they do it anymore, but you'd show up at the house for just a normal night of pledging. Next thing you know, they just casually start getting you fucked up. Like, hey, man, tonight's party night. And get you fucked up.
Right.
Drinking,
like
smoking, whatever you wanted was in this fucking house back in the day. And then all of a sudden, you're thinking, oh, this is the greatest night of my life. I don't have to worry about pledging and all the horse shit.
No.
Then they blindfolded you.
Yeah.
Right.
And threw you in cars. You could barely stand at this point. You know this, right? This is one that
they're going to be taken somewhere.
This is one that most fraternities used to do, and probably only a handful still do. And then, if they didn't like you, they dropped you off, like, really far away from the fucking frat house. If they kind of liked you, it was a couple towns over.
Right.
They took your wallet, money, everything. Keys.
Only an hour away if they kind of liked you.
Right. And all of a sudden, like, they walk you. It was the middle of fucking winter, I remember, too. They walk you in the middle of a field. And I went to Geneseo, so it was all farmland around this area. And then they're like, don't fucking take the blindfold off for, until you count to 100. And then I was the dope in my fucking group because they gave you like two other guys. I'm like, there's no fucking way they're still here. This is ridiculous. So after like 20, we take off the blindfold, and there they are, screaming at us, back in the car. So now, because we took the blindfold off, now we're going further.
Of course.
Going further away.
Rochester. Now, it's going to be Syracuse. Now it's Rochester, motherfucker.
Now you're scared. You're like, fuck. And then they took us further, and then we did it right. We counted to 100, and we took the blindfolds off. And in the middle of the winter, fucking freezing our asses off. Now we're looking all around. No cars in sight because, like I said, farmland. And we're in the middle of one of these farms. And you're looking at lights in the horizon going, that might be Geneseo. We could start walking that way, I guess.
Right.
And then the brothers would hang out at the in-between, which has closed down, and would wait for the brothers to return. And then it would be a big party and celebration, like, you did it, you made it, here's another fucking drink. But there were always guys that they really hated, that they really took for a real ride. They didn't hate me too much because I was probably in the middle.
Right.
Not loved, but not hated, kind of in the middle.
Good God,
Because we were only about, I think we were only about 10, 15 miles away from campus. But they actually, and this is a true story, would bring guys all the way to Buffalo and across the border to Canada without any fucking...
No, they would, in Auburn, they would take people. Columbus, Georgia was just over the border, so they'd lose. You get the hour from Central Time to Eastern Time.
Right.
So it was about an hour away. The same thing. But you didn't. If you took, they take them to a trailer park.
And then the pledge master would be the one sweating, because then we're all running back into the in-between. It's like, who's left? And it would be like 4 or 5 guys left, like, they'll make it before closing. And then the bar closes. We'll do after hours and wait for them. Next thing you know, everyone is passing out, and these guys are still not home.
Yeah, there's still like two dudes.
And it was legendary. They would show up like noon the next day.
There's still like 2 dudes that
I'm surprised more people don't die.
You know.
Well, that's what,
I'm sure there's probably some stories where somebody wandered off a cliff. There's some frat hazing where they took them to a national park and then they're all back at the campsite and then some jackass wandered off a cliff with his blindfold on. That's totally happened, I'm sure.
My old fraternity, like 2 weeks ago, big story up in Western New York. They dragged I didn't want to say this part of it, but too late now. They dragged a girl out of the house. She had alcohol poisoning.
Ugh.
And then they brought up the fact that a guy, one of the brothers, died last year in the house. They found him on the couch, dead. In the fraternity house that I know very well.
And did he have a dick drawn on his face? Those fucking kids. These fucking kids.
And it turned out
crazy.
Turned out to be some drugs in his system too. So,
surprise.
Really sad fucking story.
Wow.
Yeah, it was nuts.
No, all that shit's crazy. All that, everybody,
But that's just life, Everybody's not expected to be 30 years old or to live that long. Some motherfucker's going to die in some of these hazing accidents.
Well, there's always,
Well, they really clamped down on the hazing big time. They did that. They started that about 20 years ago, probably.
There's still like off-campus stuff going on.
Sure. But I think frats and sororities, that's a thing of the past. I don't believe they should go away, but with all this PC shit and everything else going on in our world,
I think it's going to change major. It's going to be major changes.
Yeah,
it's going to be a lot of oversight.
Yeah, it's we're going to get one of these frat or sorority stories, almost daily.
And plus, some of these frats are like really big businesses. These are like huge corporations with big money and a lot of things online. And
it starts out with naked and butt cheeks marshmallows, and then 20 years later, there's the IBM guy talking to the Hewlett Packard guy.
Right.
There's some bullshit that's going on. Oh, I remember you from the hot dog race around the frat house. There's a lot of that shit that goes on in American businesses too.
In the end, though, there was something to it, because I would go back year after year for a long time to just kind of, catch up with old brothers and go through some of the traditions and see some of the new guys. In our case, Pledge Day, when they decided they were going to, pledge the fraternity, it was a whole big thing where they had to run up the hill and there was a huge party waiting for them. The first day was awesome, and a lot of the older guys would come back just for that.
Right. That's why that's why the tradition keeps it alive, because you want to go back, and then once you get offline and you're not a pledge no more, then next line you're like, I'm going to lean on these motherfuckers.
Right,
They're going to get it more than I got it. So it's continue.
Yeah. The KAs at Auburn always had they got in trouble every year borderline for having Old South parties. So they had an antebellum complete, like Paula Dean would have loved to go to this party. It was black people. It was a totally, and every year they'd get some shit for, is this tradition or is it fucking, honoring slavery? What's going on?
Would they have to make a decision?
Every year it didn't matter, but every year when Old South is what they called it came around.
But we all have that in us. It's that old. It's so over the top and ridiculous that how can you take it seriously?
Right.
It's like Halloween now.
Yeah, nobody cares.
You go to a Halloween party and everyone's trying to just have
I agree.
The most outrageous costume possible.
Right.
Depending on what's in the news that year.
I went as my greatest. The only time I dressed up like 3 times, and my greatest one of the 3 times was I went as David Koresh after the Waco thing happened. It happened in April, and that following Halloween, I won $250 at a contest.
Well, you had
LA.
cheap glasses and a great Brady wig.
I bought clothes at the Goodwill, set them on fire in the alley behind my apartment, and then stomped them out and put them on.
No,
and I had a gun and a Bible. I had a giant gun. woman in a Bible. My wife at the time was in pigtails with a Donald Duck necklace as my pregnant teenage disciple. She's in the same. She's in burden clothes. She's in burden clothes exactly like I am. And she's got a giant lollipop with a Donald Duck necklace and the pigtails. And I'm walking up to people and I got one hand on the Bible and one hand on the gun. I'm like, I'm gonna get you one way or the other.
Wow.
And they're like, ding, 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 ding. And yeah, and every year after they're like, what are you gonna do this year? And I'm like, I peaked last year. I'm never gonna be able to do.
See, that's so over the top that how can you take that seriously?
No, nobody got mad. No, not a soul got mad. Yeah.
Our pal's checking in today. It's been a while. Chuck in North Carolina. Chuck.
What's going on, boys? Y'all got the heavy hitters in there this morning.
Goddamn right, Chuck. You goddamn right, you strong bitch.
Goddamn right.
Chuck.
How you doing, Vic?
All right.
Chuck, I gotta ask you.
That wasn't me, Chuck. But
people still talking about Esther Koo and you. I just need to know if you're still butthurt or if you're over it now.
No, I mean, she just got to me, and it's like she can't. I couldn't. My biggest problem was I couldn't get a word in. I couldn't argue back. But
what's the Esther Koo story?
Shit.
Esther Koo went after Chuck, and man, people took Chuck's side on this one, and then Chuck throws some fucking heavy blows when he calls this show.
Okay, but he threw some blows at Esther.
No, he took a lot of fucking hits because she wouldn't allow him to even attempt a punch. And people got really mad. And I'm like, but we love Chuck. Chuck can handle this in the end.
Right? Did they get like Asian, Matt? Like said Asian stuff too?
Oh yeah. They got ugly.
If she ever comes around close to me, I'm gonna go see her and apologize. She's
wow.
Wow, really? I'll take her a box of Uncle Ben rice.
Wow, not long grain and wild. Make sure you make it. Don't get into that white stuff. Make her long grain and wild.
I thought it was funny because Chuck usually has the upper hand, and this little Esther Koo really got to him.
She got him, huh?
Yeah.
I looked her up on the damn internet. She's a little bitty girl, ain't she?
Oh, she's tiny.
Oh,
yeah,
she's tiny,
absolutely.
Yeah.
She's absolutely.
She's a cute little thing.
I wanted to tell y'all when I went to college, I wasn't in a fraternity, but I was welcomed in all of them because I kind of supplied things.
Was it moonshine?
No, it was.
Oh, wow.
Marijuana and some white powder that kept everybody awake. But
okay, all right.
But I saw a fraternity. It's been a long time. They took and made these guys. They made them run like hell for about 30 minutes to get real sweaty and hot, and they soaked these fucking jock straps in liquid heat. And I mean, they had them sopping wet, and they made them fuckers put them things on and run for about an hour, and it was brutal, man. Some of them guys was crying.
Yeah, no.
And they would paddle them up there in the mountains at App State. Man, they'd make these fucking paddles and make them bend over and knock the shit out of them.
I'm going to Boone. I'm going to Boone next month. He said App State. That's where Boone. That's in Boone, North Carolina. I'm going there next month.
Are you?
Yeah.
I thought our pledging was pretty impressive, but I've heard of other fraternities over the years. It's no fucking joke, man. It's scary as shit.
It's insane.
I hear like kids, like some of the boys can't even sit down in class because their ass is whelped and blistered.
I remember walking up to the frat house. It was always like 9, 10 o'clock at night. You had a pledge meeting. And I remember I would show up at the house and it would be all lights are off and shit. Like, I was scared fucking out of my mind. Like, what's going on tonight?
I saw one of those parties, you know, they were talking about lifting girls' shirts up when they passed out. They pulled this girl's pants up and took her panties down and stuck a plastic spoon in her pussy, and then everybody took pictures of it.
Whoa, Chuck.
Wait. Teaspoon or tablespoon? Plastic or metal? There's a lot of questions.
Are you talking a spoon on your grandmother's wall in her kitchen, like that wood one?
Right. Big, right. There's a lot of questions. Right.
One of those Taurus spoons? Was it the Niagara Falls one?
Next to the big wooden fork.
You know what? I mean, it's got to be said because there's a lot of assholes out there. That's not right.
But this is before like Instagram and stuff like that. If you had that back then and you saw a spoon in a girl's puss, somebody's getting in trouble, right?
Oh, I'll tell you how long ago they took the pictures of them cameras that shot the picture out the bottom.
Polaroid. Shake it like a Polaroid picture.
Hold on a minute. Someone is saying you're full of shit. Let's go to Josh in Baltimore. You're on with Chuck.
What's up, guys? Yeah, Chuck, you're full of shit, dude. Liquid Heat, that's from the movie Revenge of the Nerds. They did that with.
I don't give a fuck what movie.
No, but
they'll do it though. I know it's from a movie, but I know they would reenact it and
mentholatum.
Literally said the movie verbatim. Like he literally just described the scene in Revenge of the Nerds.
Okay, sure.
I ain't never seen Revenge of the Nerds, you cocksucker. Mind your business.
Look, get over yourself, buddy.
Go jump
I
in
know
the
you're
fucking
full of
river.
shit. You're full of shit, dude. You're full of shit.
I bet you. This motherfucker right here, I bet he wouldn't say that to my face. I'd knock his fucking teeth out.
Listen, I live below the Mason-Dixon line. It's okay. You can like me. You're still full of shit.
Fuck you. Fuck you in the Mason-Dixon line. You went on the wrong side of it.
All right, okay. You're still full of shit. Go watch some more movies and call Opie back, okay?
I ain't never even seen that fucking movie.
Listen, there's one about this guy who was a virgin for 40 years. Pretty sure it was about you.
Well, I was calling you a virgin, Chuck.
A virgin. I wish I was. It'd be a good start over.
After the horrible things you've been through, huh, Chucky?
Damn right. I'd like to start over. I can do a lot better job.
I knew.
What was the last movie you saw out of curiosity?
The last movie I saw, that one about the sniper.
American Sniper.
The American Sniper.
Why does that not surprise me at all?
Good movie.
I could have guessed that one. All right. Chuck, go fuck yourself, buddy. Have a good one.
All right.
Okay, thank you for coming to Carowinds.
Carowinds. Oh, wow. Do you know what Carowinds is?
No idea.
That's the Christian Six Flags. No. When Jim Baker had his own Christian-themed music, it was called Carowinds, and then it went bankrupt, and they tried to keep it up. He's doing a thank you for coming to Six Flags. Is basically what Chuck just said. I'm glad I'm here to translate for you, Chuck.
That was some country shit. I loved it.
You know what?
I can tell Henley's a redneck down there.
Thank you for coming to Carowinds.
To defend Chuck.
I just can't believe you said thank you.
A lot of these frats would get some of their stuff from movies, so you know.
Yes, they'll take it from movies and reenact it.
A lot of people bit off Animal House for their fraternities and sororities.
School days.
Name a few others. Revenge of the Nerds. For the people that are a little younger than me.
Yeah.
So
I don't know why I come in and fucking lie about it. I ain't never seen it.
It's a standard. It's a standard.
I've seen Animal House, but I ain't never seen Revenge of the Nerds. I don't watch a lot of movies.
You should check it out. The Black Dude Lamar is great.
Yeah, it's a great movie, Chuck.
That limp wrist.
Classic.
Remember the limp wrist?
Robert Carradine. Booger.
What was that? What is the? What do you call that? Fucking javelin?
Javelin. The limp javelin. The
They made
limp
it feminine form and bounce.
Where you can throw it extra further.
Wait a minute, mate. Wait, I might have seen you talking about the guy picked his nose and ate them boogers.
Yeah, that's Booger.
That's Booger.
I might have seen that fucker.
You thought it was a documentary, didn't you, son bitch?
I remember that guy picking his nose. He'd look at it like hell, and then he'd eat it.
Yeah. Well, you got to look at it before you eat it.
He's a lawyer now, right? And he's like an entertainment lawyer, Booger?
He's the co-host of Revenge of that nerd show they have on TBS.
Yeah,
he is actually, I think him and Robert Carradine are the co-hosts of that.
But think about this. That was the movie with Hair Pie, right? They set up the cameras?
Yes.
See?
Yes.
The news would have a field day with that.
Oh, my God. They'd all be in prison.
But that was a Hollywood movie that we all saw and laughed our asses off and never even thought twice that could be bad.
Porky's, same thing.
Right. But they set up the cameras and then, was it cameras?
Yes.
In the sorority house?
Yeah.
And all of a sudden there was the Asian dude going,
absolutely.
we got Hair Pie or whatever.
We have absolutely. Yes. We have Bush.
We've got Bush.
We've got Bush. Did they say Hair Pie, though?
They said Hair Pie and Bush.
Yeah,
I think Booger yelled, "We got Bush."
We got Bush.
Yeah, the famous line is, "We got Bush." Right?
Yeah, and then I think the Asian guy was going, "Hair Pie."
Can you find that?
Sexy American girlfriend.
Yeah, if you did that now, and we look at it like, hey, that's what young boys do.
You didn't think twice about Porky's.
That's prison.
Like you said.
That's what I'm saying. That's prison now. That's exactly. That's wait a
Porky's,
minute.
the teacher's getting banged and
Porky's. He put his dick through the hole in the shower.
Yeah,
the teacher grabbed his dick.
And the news was, weren't on it going, holy fuck, can you believe what Hollywood's getting away with?
We have separation between reality and fucking fantasy.
Crazy kids with their hijinks.
You got it or no?
Them sororities nowadays, they got shit on that spring break that goes on. That shit's off the hook, man. Them some bitches, that's crazy.
Yeah. Hold on, let me play this for everybody. We got it's a quick one.
Sam can find it.
This is bullshit. I want Bush. Pan down. got Bush. We've got Bush. Help, hi.
Right. And they're all in the living room. Drinking beers.
Right. Now that's a Law and Order episode.
I don't know if they're drinking beers because it was the nerd.
Now that's a Law and Order episode.
Or they were drinking beers.
They were drinking beers.
At that point, they were finally
they were having a good time.
Once they had the house.
I haven't seen the movie in a while.
Timothy Busfield in the front with the red hair. Timothy Busfield.
Yep.
This has some real good college scenes
Robert
in this movie.
Carradine,
It's a good fucking movie.
It's a
great movie. It's a wonderful movie.
So,
And if you did this now, they went to a fraternity house and found like some type of camera situation where they were filming the sorority house.
Yeah.
Nobody would look at it like it's innocent kid shit. They just want to see naked stuff.
Right.
Everyone would get arrested.
That's right. That's all of a sudden it's alleged. Right. The word alleged is coming up with everybody in that picture right
Tri-Lambs would be in trouble.
Tri-Lambs. The one having a mega moon.
The Tri-Lambs.
Yeah.
If they were taping the mega moons, though, nobody would worry. Be like, good for y'all.
Yeah.
Good for y'all. Taping those big bitches.
Anything else, Chuck? Anything else on your mind?
Well, same old shit. When you going to be in Boone, Henley?
I'm there with Ron White on the 16th of April.
Oh, fuck. I'll never get a ticket to that.
Well,
Where having that at?
I don't. It's at Appalachian State somewhere, but we're in Appalachian State. Then we're in a casino in West Virginia, and then we're at the theater at Madison Square Garden on April 18th. That's right. Saturday.
I'm going to that.
Yeah. Oh, cool, sweet.
Well, you got to give me a ticket.
I can totally.
I can buy a ticket.
I can totally get you one.
But
no one. I
just
don't know
want a good
anyone.
seat.
I don't know anyone in New York, so you're entitled to my. You're first on my freebie list. You're first on my freebie.
Right
list.
on.
Hey, I might try to check it. That ain't but about 2 hours from me, Boone. I might like to see that.
Well, you know, buy a ticket, Chuck.
Well, I'll buy a ticket.
Come to the show. Come to the show. Wait till it's over and walk towards the front and come say hello.
But you got to be our ambassador and meet this guy.
So I'm saying, wait
no
till
one
it's
knows
over.
What Chuck looks like.
Wait till it's over, and whenever we always come back out to look at the house when it's empty. So wait till the show's over. And
you don't do a little meet and greet or anything?
Ron does. There's some sort of VIP.
Put Chuck on the meet and greet.
If Chuck buys a ticket, I can get him backstage.
All right, we'll get you on the meet and greet.
Okay, listen, did you hear about what that fucking Obama said yesterday? Everybody
that son bitch, what he say, Chuck?
I'm going to take all my nigger money and give it to my nigger friends. That's what he said. He actually went on TV and goes, I'm taking my nigger money and giving it to my nigger friends.
He has the right to say that.
That's exactly what he said.
He can say that.
That's what he said.
I don't see no problem with it.
That'd be fucking retarded people voting and everything.
Oh, you're saying the mandatory voting thing? That's what you're talking about?
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's fucking stupid.
But he said he wanted to do that, Chuck, to take the money out of politics. So
you ain't never going to fucking take the money out of politics.
Chuck's right on that one.
There wouldn't be no congressman. They wouldn't be no
He's
senators.
right. He's right. It's a good idea.
Why would you quit a job making a couple of $1 million a year to take a job making $300,000?
Right.
Yeah, well,
no, he's on with him on that one. Idealistically, it's a brilliant thought, but it ain't gonna fucking happen.
There was this big football star from Tennessee back years ago.
Peyton Manning.
No. He was real good.
Heath Schuler.
Y'all figured. He went to the Redskins, made big.
Heath Schuler.
Heath Schuler?
Yeah.
Well, y'all said it, I didn't. But that motherfucker, he ran for Congress over in Western North Carolina.
Yes, he did.
And promised these people all this shit.
Yep.
They flooded a town and made a lake for power, and they cut off their graveyards. Anyway, he said he's going to make good on the road to the graveyard and all that. Got up there 4 years. He got him a check for like $300 a piece. He's a cocksucker.
Is that you throwing your hat in the political arena, Chuck?
Hey, I couldn't do it. You can't go up there and say what you mean or what you feel. You got to play to everybody.
Right.
That's the problem. They need term limits, if you ask me.
Of course.
Sure, absolutely.
We're all in agreement except for the guys that have the cushy fucking careers.
Yeah.
We all want.
You got to get them out.
Don't both sides want term limits for the most part?
No.
They say they do.
They say they do before they get in, just like Bloomberg.
No, I mean, the right.
No, right.
I mean the right and the left.
No, they both know.
That's one thing they agree on.
That's
they don't
one thing
want to
they
lose
agree
their
on.
jobs.
Yeah, they'll say all day long term limits and money. They'll both agree with you all day long and then not do anything about it.
I mean us.
Oh, us?
Oh.
No, I know they're in agreement. It's one of the only things they're in agreement with down there.
We wishy-washy on it, just like in New York City when there was term limits on being a mayor.
Right.
And then this whole 9/11 thing happened, and then Bloomberg used it like, hey, y'all need me to do.
Right.
And then people were like, yeah, we do need you.
He changed the law as he was in office.
It. Dirty deal. That's why what's her name? name didn't get elected? What's the chick name who ran for mayor?
Oh,
who worked under him? Red hair.
Yeah.
I know exactly.
Who's pretty much out of New York politics for the time.
But Giuliani tried the same thing.
She was like a favorite for a minute.
Yeah.
For a minute. She was a favorite for a minute.
Quinn. Kathleen Quinn.
Yeah.
Very good.
Of course, I'm probably hypocritical about that shit. If I ran and got up there, I'd have him lobbyists all around me, handing me money, get my dick sucked. Hell, I'd be the worst one up there, probably.
Well, you got my vote, Chuck.
Right. I didn't know the lobbyists, actually.
Vote for me. I don't give a fuck. There was some guy this man told me years ago in Alabama. I forget his name. He ran for governor.
George Wallace.
No, this was way back in the early 1900s. He got up there where they preach around the little towns and ask you to vote for him. He got up there and told them he was going to take their money and spend money and have a big time. Told them the truth, and hell, he got elected.
Well, I'm not surprised.
I can't remember his name.
He's a straight shooter. That's what they call him. He's a
Big
straight
Jim
shooter.
Folsom.
All right.
That's him.
That's him. You
Big
fucking
Jim
nailed it. God damn it, Vic.
I'm from Alabama.
This boy's on fire.
I'm
He
from
is on
Alabama.
fire. He's translating for Chuck.
Jesus.
Translating for Chuck and filling in the blanks.
Big Jim Folsom.
This guy that told me that went with his granddaddy to hear him speak, and he asked his
dynamic.
granddaddy, he said, why would people vote for him? He said, because he's telling the truth.
Tell the
Other
truth.
people won't tell the truth.
Right.
Wow.
Exactly.
All right, Chuck. We got to go to break. But if you have anything else, you call right back, sir.
Hey, listen, I'm going to try to get there. So you said that was in April.
April 16th, Boone, North Carolina, with Ron White at Appalachian State University. Yes, Chuck.
Is there a website I can find out?
Tatersalad.com. Tater salad. Everything. Yeah, Ron. That's Ron's
That's
website.
Ron's website. Yeah.
Tatersalad.com.
Ron is hilarious.
God damn, when he tells that story about that guy that's at the swimming pool, it looked like he had a squirrel in his fucking pants.
Oh, that's a classic.
The funniest shit
That's
I
a
ever
classic.
seen.
That's true. It's a classic. That's a good one. It is a good one.
Has Ron White been on the show, Opie?
Huh?
He's been here, right?
Yeah, he killed on our
He
show.
loves it. He still talks about it.
Yeah, he's great.
That damn Opie's had a couple of days off this week. That damn Run DMC fucker, he took the whole show, didn't say nothing. And then that goddamn guy yesterday, what was his
Robert
name?
Klein.
Sherrod, what was I saying right before we started today? I go, this has been the easiest week because DMC wouldn't stop talking, but it was very interesting. No, it wasn't Ron. It was DMC.
It's DMC. It was DMC.
Yeah,
That's DMC. He came in here. It was great.
And then
I was
yesterday,
rapping with the nigga. Wow. Oh, it was amazing.
Wow.
And then yesterday, Robert Klein took over for 2 hours.
Yeah.
And now Chuck today.
Made it easy.
That fucking Robert Klein worried about everybody's fucking guns. He didn't worry about his own fucking self. Who was that girl in there yesterday?
Eliza.
Eliza, yeah, sure. She was great.
Eliza's great.
She might stop in and say hi today.
Schlesinger?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. No.
She came in with her dog yesterday.
No, Blanche. I love Blanche. I love Blanche.
Yeah.
Why does everyone know Blanche?
I've had to carry Blanche. Eliza, well, you know.
Oh.
If you make out with Eliza, you got to carry the dog. So.
Nice.
Does the dog have more followers on Instagram than me?
Maybe. It could be.
Son of a bitch.
Blanche is softer than Elijah.
She's at Caroline's this weekend, right?
Yeah.
I was driving home last night, and I was flicking through the channels, and I heard the dirtiest, nastiest joke, real short, in my life.
Okay.
How do you make a dog quit hunching your leg?
How?
It's disgusting. And don't say I know anything about it. You pick it up and start sucking its dick.
I guess that would solve it.
That's take it. All right, boys, I got to go. I'll try to look you up, Henley.
All right.
I'm looking forward to that, Chuck.
All right, there you go.
That's right. I got something. Now I'm happy about going to Boone.
For the people frustrated by Robert Klein yesterday.
Oh, yeah.
Gun control.
We pushed it back a little bit toward the middle again. There you go.
Gun control, too many,
Sherrod Small in studio.
Yes.
We don't have to promote anything. Red Eye went.
Yeah, Red Eye was great last night. I'll be in town this weekend doing shows at the Stand and Stand Up New York.
Oh, nice. Really?
Yeah.
Nice.
I'm at the comic strip all weekend, same thing.
Yeah,
we're right between, if you wander around New York City, you'll see me and him.
Yeah.
We'll be there.
You could do a lot worse.
That's it.
I do have a show coming on, a new show premiering April 2nd on Spike. No, True TV. Sorry.
True
TV.
Same thing.
April 1st or 2nd. It's funny show.
Another show for you.
He's on TV so much he
I
can't
know.
even figure out what channel he's on.
They love you though, man.
No, exactly.
Now you just got to get the big gig.
Yes. I'm just waiting on a white man's promises.
And now, Opie and Jim are back.
I've stayed in this room.
Huh?
In the room?
The room where he had the bed in is he said in the Amsterdam Hilton. It's 7-Eleven in the Amsterdam Hilton, and they still rent that room out to this day.
And you had
I was doing the gig over there, and nobody was in it, and they knew that the American comedians thought it would be cool, and if there was nobody in the linen suite, they'd put you in the linen suite.
I would assume that someone wants to be in that room almost every night, though.
No, it's just a regular Hilton, and nobody in Europe, only geeky, nerdy music fiends like me would know about it, and they don't even know. And the girl told me when I checked in at the front desk, because I was in 707, I was down the hall, and I'm like, I can't believe I'm not in, and then she goes, oh, you'll know about that. And so they walked me down there and showed it to me, and then they're like, look, a honeymoon couple's coming in here for 2 days, and they're going to put them in there. But then on Monday, if you want to really walk down the hall, we'll put you in this room for the rest of the week. And I'm like, fuck yeah.
But it's just a room in the end.
His artwork is still on the wall. It's all white. It's exactly like when they had all we say.
Right,
it's the give peace a chance room. It's exactly the same room. No, right, exactly. So now, if you like music like me,
what do you mean? What do you mean the artwork's on the wall?
His artwork. No,
but that's very valuable.
So it's the Hiltons. I'm sure they can afford to buy it or whatever. But the pictures.
I'm just saying, no one has tried to fucking deface it or steal it.
Hell no. No, why would you? It's no more than you would in any.
People are assholes.
Yeah, but not in any other. It's a goddamn Amsterdam Hilton. It's like the Four Seasons. They're not gonna. You're gonna have to. They're not gonna let just us in there. Right. Normally,
they let you in.
Well, I was working. I had tricked them into believing that I had something to offer.
He was a better person.
Right, exactly. I marketed my handicap.
Now, is that room more expensive than other rooms?
It's a suite. Yeah, it's a suite. It's a little more.
And now, is it more expensive than the other suites?
No, same price. And they don't tell anybody. Because nobody really cares except geeky Americans, apparently.
That's how
even the British don't care.
I stayed in the hotel room that Whitney Houston died in. They charged me extra $35. Yeah, extra $35. They don't clean the tub either. The tub's the same as that day.
Tub's still full.
It's the same.
Tub was still full. They made Sherrod drain the tub. That's what the $35 was.
It's got a brown ring.
Right, exactly.
She was the brown ring.
It's got a Bobby Brown.
Whitney was the brown ring.
It's got a Bobby Brown ring.
I will acknowledge that line was a bit hack, but I couldn't help myself.
I took it. I went with it.
Okay.
I went with it. I'm as guilty as you are.
It was hacky.
I'm as guilty as you are.
Where are we? Yeah, I guess we could talk about the California middle school. Is Adrian going through the Mike Francesa clips too?
I actually have it. He just gave it to me right now. If you want to do that first,
I hear it's amazing. We can't get enough of Mike Francesa.
Oh, he's
great.
wonderful.
Francesa is he's a cut of a different cloth.
Can't go wrong.
Did you hear any of these?
not yet.
I hope they're as good as people are telling me, because I'm listening to this cold.
It's audio by Adrian. Adrian never fails.
Mike Francesa on the SMU UCLA goaltending call.
Okay, nice. The controversial three-pointer at the end of the game.
Yes. UCLA, first of all, they got in on controversy because they reckon there's a lot of schools that people thought should have been in their position.
Correct, Armando.
So I was like, if they win the first game, then they set. But even in winning, it's more controversy.
More controversy.
Right.
Well, they're not going to win it all anyway, so who cares? Anyone beats Kentucky this year?
Nobody. No.
I know you know your shit.
They're not.
They just beat Hampton by 2,000, was it?
Yeah, 30-something. Nobody's going to beat Kentucky.
And who was it? John Calipari came out and said that they would do well in the playoffs?
Yeah. Right.
In
the
the
Knicks,
NBA?
he actually said, I disagree with him there. They could not beat the Knicks.
They could beat the Knicks.
They could not beat the Knicks.
They could beat the Knicks.
No.
They could wear
No, they could
shorts.
not. No, they don't. No, they could not. The Knicks are, as sad as they are, they're a professional ball. Yeah, exactly. They could not beat the Knicks.
So when this argument comes up every once in a while, you don't believe that
I don't believe
a college team could beat an NBA
hell
team?
No.
Because plus there'll be a grudge match. So the NBA team's coming in like this.
No way ever. No way ever. No way ever.
If I got to elbow a young kid's teeth out his mouth.
Back in the day, remember when the pro football players used to play the college? They used to not have the Pro Bowl, or if they did, they had another thing called the College All-Star Game. And the College All-Stars would play the defending Super Bowl champion. And that ended somewhere about 74, 75. But that was some sort
That sounds great.
It was an exhibition bullshit thing that did exist for just a few years. And they would have a College All-Star team play the defending Super Bowl champ. And nobody got hurt. It was a Nerf ball flag football bullshit PR thing.
But no one has creativity anymore. Someone should put up a ridiculous amount of money and get Kentucky to play the fucking Knicks.
And it'd be great. It'd be amazing. And
or the 76ers.
And only
they're having
the
a shitty
charity
year
would
too,
win.
right?
Only
have
the
to have the
Detroit
NBA.
Pistons.
The
Detroit
NBA
Pistons.
would have to do it.
Lakers
are
suck.
having a shitty year.
Lakers suck.
But why not? Just someone out there
Absolutely.
should be so watched.
Should
We would
just-
watch the shit out of
Totally.
that.
Breast cancer awareness. Lakers versus Kentucky for breast cancer.
And you're one of these guys that says they don't have a shot at beating.
I don't
NBA
think
team.
I don't think any college team could beat a pro team.
It was Calipari that said this, right?
Yeah,
what was the exact quote? Because he got a lot of shit on Twitter. People thought he lost his fucking mind.
I want to see it though. I'd
love to see it.
I'd love to see it.
That would be everyone would watch that.
Totally. No, that's what I'm saying.
But
it's way better than the Pro Bowl. Way better than the Pro Bowl.
This is why I think they should
shames the Pro Bowl
because I think the NBA might think that they might lose out if the college team beat them.
Yeah, they'd have more.
But here's the thing: those college kids are going to the pros,
right?
So it's a win-win. They're going to beat your stars anyway,
right?
But that's why I don't think that Kentucky, as good as they are, they don't have 5 of those dudes. They might have 5 guys go pro, maybe. I don't think so. They don't have 5 pro ball players.
You don't think they have 5 starters?
I don't think they have 5. I don't think they do. I don't think they have 5 pro starters.
Here it is. Could Kentucky beat the Knicks? Larry Brown thinks so. Says Wildcats would make NBA playoffs in the East.
Right. That's Larry Brown.
In the East?
Larry Brown.
The East is pretty shitty.
Larry Brown doesn't have enough of a resume to really make him resonant.
Stop it.
I was being sarcastic.
Oh, it's Larry Brown. Why am I saying Calipari? What an idiot.
Oh, Larry Brown.
Larry Brown.
Larry Brown. Listen, Larry Brown's one of the only coaches who won NCAA double championship
Danny Manning,
and NBA championship.
Danny Manning, 1988, Detroit Pistons, 2003. Yeah, absolutely.
You're weird.
Well, I just know
the knowledge you got that pops out really quickly.
He knows as much as I do. But
I know, but you're very good at it. It takes me.
But I love Larry Brown. You got to love Larry Brown. You got to love Larry Brown. He's a liar.
One of the blackest white dudes.
Yes, he is. He's a very black white man. That's true.
He's like Vic Henley.
But he's saying that he would make the playoffs in the East. Everyone knows the Eastern Conference sucks this year.
Yeah, I still.
He's not saying. He is acknowledging that it would be tough. But
I don't think
he would.
They might win one game out of 7. 1 game out of 7.
One out of 7.
Maybe they would not. I just don't think they can beat. I don't think a college team can beat a pro team.
You don't think they're going to beat Orlando Magic or the Knicks or
I don't know. Magic Johnson and Michigan State in '79 might have been able to beat.
And the Knicks
somebody.
don't have Carmelo Anthony either. So
no, I know, right? They don't have Carmelo Anthony when Carmelo Anthony's there.
We did beat San Antonio though a few days ago. The Knicks did.
They beat Cleveland opening day.
Yeah,
they beat Blind Squirrel finds an acorn every now and then.
So we got our pal.
I went all Andy Griffith on
that. We got our buddy, our pal Mike Francesa on the SMU UCLA goaltending call, just losing his mind.
I got to see a replay here. I don't know if this was a goaltend. Number one, why would Larry have not fouled there? You knew they were going to try and get this kid a 3. He was 8 for 10. Why even let them attempt a 3 there? And then it looked like the shot was off. I can't tell if it was actually a goaltend or not, or did he catch it underneath the rim? I'm watching the replay now. I got to see a better angle. I don't think this is a goaltend.
That was good.
Now I'll be able to tell. Oh my God! It isn't even close to being a goaltend. You cost them the game on this. This isn't even it wasn't even near the rim. Oh my God!
I knew he was coming back.
I'm in a stroke.
How did they not review this?
He's waiting.
That shot was off. It was off on the side. That's not a goaltend.
I knew he was coming back. Maybe.
Oh my!
Oh my God!
What's up with the long pause?
He's my favorite broadcaster in the world.
Sam's not a big sports guy.
No,
but loves Francesa.
Love Mike Francesa.
He searches out Mike Francesa clips on YouTube.
I don't know. I'll put him on. I'll watch him live just because of I'm in suspense the whole time, being like, what is he going to do? He's going to fuck something up.
Right. Yeah. All right. He continues. He's just getting warmed up here.
How did they not review this? How is this not a reviewable situation? Are they doing any interviews about that there? Do they have any officials there? They're going to talk to anybody? If they do, go back. I got to see this angle. I don't think this is a goaltend under any circumstances. I disagree with Larry's strategy. I told you beforehand I would have fouled. I would have then taken the game. If they miss a free throw, fine. If they don't miss a free throw, I have control of the ball, tied. Oh my God, it's off the shot. The shot is off. That was not a goaltend. Oh my God! If they have any interviews there from the radio side, we'll take it. This is not a goaltend. Oh my word!
Oh jeez,
Sam, you still in?
I'm loving it.
Oh, we got more.
I want it. I mean,
should we keep going?
Yeah.
Yes.
We cut this down. It was like I think it was like 20 minutes or 18 minutes or something.
Yeah, my push was to play the entire 20, but I think somebody said, you know what, Sam, maybe we'll do clips.
So this is just clips. He went on and on and on.
It was about 20 minutes.
Was it 20?
Yeah.
We have a huge controversy here. Now, Larry didn't even put up a fuss. There was still 10 seconds left. And I disagree with it. You know, Alford had shot them back into the game. Amazing. The kid's 8 for 10. You knew he was going to try and get him a 3. Now, he didn't make the 3. They gave him a goaltend on. How did they not have a conference and review this play?
They never reviewed
I don't understand it.
They looked at it; it still fit the criteria for goaltending. The criteria.
Oh,
there's two things.
Man.
There's two things that make it goaltending, and it does fit the criteria for goaltending. So that's why they called it.
Well, that's
what
stupid.
are you talking about? How can you say that?
What is the criteria?
It's got to be on a downward arc, and it's got to be.
I know that part.
And it's got to be
downward arc.
It's got to be
in
on
the cylinder.
Yes, exactly. And if you touch it, whether it was going to go, it has to be. Was it going to go in? And if it's like on the downward arc and the cylinder was going to go in,
But it doesn't meet the second criteria. Was it going to hit the rim?
You know, that's what he said.
So.
You don't know. The guy touched it before, so you can't decide. That's why they call it goaltending.
It's not even reviewable.
This is not a goaltend.
I just like Sam doing his acting. He's been working on his acting. I like
it. Meisner's thing.
I like it. No, it is. It was very Meisner. It was
I want
very
the definitive replay, but it looks to me like the ball has passed the front of the rim when he touches it. It's off to the side. I do not think he goaltended with this play.
Eli Wallach would be very.
Why did he not go and raise heck up there? I have no idea. Now they still had a chance to win the game. I understand that, but boy, it was a horrific call. This is not a goaltend.
How you like that, Vic?
Yeah, right.
It's not really.
Uda Hagen. Didn't do as good. You know, I'm glad Larry Brown's still coaching. That's the best part. There's more.
This guy's been doing sports radio for like 30 years.
Right.
And he still has this much passion over one goaltending call.
That's because he hates his wife. There's no mystery.
He needs to get out of the house.
He hates his wife. That's how it works, Sam.
Let's get Mrs. Princess on the line. That's who we need to talk to.
We're not talking to that bitch.
Let's get Mrs. Princess on the line.
They didn't even take a look at this. Were they that sure, these officials, that they had a goaltend there? I don't see a goaltend. You guys see a goaltend anywhere? I mean, I'm still looking for the right angle, but I think the ball is past the rim before he touches it.
I thought so, too. I thought it was under the rim when he grabbed it.
My other favorite thing that Francesa always does is he asks his producers questions, but he won't turn on anyone's mic. You guys see that? Nod or shake your heads. Don't say
For
a
those
word.
of you listening at home, the hands are up. The hands are up. I'm asking a question. The hands are up.
They listen for Mike. We're not going to turn your mics on, but
take my word for it. They agree.
We're mic'd up, but they're not.
And we're just talking as he pauses, by the way, so he'll pipe in.
He'll get back to it.
He's the best.
Man, oh man, how is that a goaltend? I just don't see it. Boy, oh boy.
You can put commercials in between those posts.
What an unbelievable finish.
Hair clip
A
for men.
devastating loss. Absolutely devastating loss for SMU. Wow. I can't believe that call.
The co-host.
There's a 15-second pause coming up. I just want to warn everybody.
Is it really?
Yes, it's not us fucking around.
And this is like
It's coming soon. A 15-second pause.
this is on ratings-based terrestrial radio where it's supposed to be like, you know, every second counts. Let's keep the attention. You don't want him changing the dial for any reason. He's like, nope, I'm Mike Francesa. I can handle it.
I think. Thinking.
Oh, here's the pause. This is the 15-second
This
pause.
is it?
I think so.
Thinking.
Oh, thinking.
What?
The clip is playing?
Yes.
No, it's coming.
It's playing.
See?
It seemed to me that the shot was errant. I don't think it was on. Can you have a clear indication that it was not a goaltend now?
I've been thinking about it for the last 15 seconds.
The longest pauses I've ever heard.
He's got his face up to the side of the screen. He's trying to get the angle. He's literally got his face up. He's got one of those dudes. He's got one eye open. He's got his face on the flat screen. He's going,
maybe I got
the angle. I got the angle.
Maybe I should have watched the game before the show. Didn't get a chance to do.
That would have helped.
But now,
that would have definitely helped.
I'll watch it now. Folks, bear with me.
It's going to make it entertaining, right? It's going to make it entertaining.
Exactly.
Right.
We got one more. Mike rambles, takes more uncomfortable long pauses.
Good.
This will be the last one.
We should be talking about this controversy, guys. Come on now. I mean, there's a huge story here. Was this or was this not a goaltend? I just have not seen the definitive angle yet. It looked to me to be short and to the right. Imagine on an errant 3, somebody goaltending a 3. What does that say? So somebody goaltend a 3?
Wait for it. Wait for it. Come on. Don't let me down.
I've never seen anything like that in my life.
My God. You would get fired from college radio.
Goaltending is a non-reviewable play in the NCAA. Is that what they're saying? That goaltending is non-reviewable even at the end of the game?
That's ridiculous.
The NCAA has very limited.
That is unbelievable to me.
He stopped breathing.
It's good.
When he pauses.
So
and
good.
he's the only person who would rather have dead air than let his producers touch a microphone.
Right.
Yes.
He doesn't want anybody on that microphone.
The equivalent to that in television is like stepping out of the camera shot and nobody's in the shot. They're coming back like, yeah, I don't know what's going on.
Anyway,
No, I don't like to use earpieces. I leave. I go and talk to the director face to face.
Wow.
Review. I understand that, but I don't know. I did not know it did not cover. It does not cover goaltending.
That is unbelievable.
More pause.
Then these guys have to live with one of the worst calls we've ever seen. Non-reviewable. So goaltending is not, even in a game-ending situation, goaltending is non-reviewable in the NCAA. Okay.
Keep asking. Keep asking that question.
I think in sports, everything should be reviewable.
Of course, we got the technology now. Why are we even discussing this?
It's barbaric.
They argue this point all the time. You know, back in the 70s when you couldn't see fucking shit.
Right, and it took an hour to rewind it and
all that. But now it's instant. Crystal clear. Might as well use it to your advantage.
No, right. FIFA, they had that in the World Cup. They were the same thing. They only were 12 years behind on getting in the World Cup. They have the goal line technology. You can tell if something ricochets off the bar, if it went over the line or not. But, oh, no. We're not going to do that.
They're not going to use it.
No, we're not going to use
Tennis is, I think, probably the best way.
They did a great one.
Yeah, they got it.
Tennis got the, I don't know how they got the ball. They know exactly where the shadow of the ball is.
Right. It's pretty amazing. The Phillies lost to a college baseball team a couple weeks ago.
Georgia lost to the Atlanta Braves in spring training. That's not the same argument. I'm saying in a professional, for real situation, that's a bullshit exhibition. That doesn't count. In a for real situation, Kentucky can't beat the Knicks.
Is it easier for a really good college baseball team to beat a professional
I don't know.
team?
Maybe. You know, I don't know.
You need is a good pitcher,
tricky.
I guess.
Yeah, if you got a good pitcher, I agree with Sherrod. If you got a good pitcher, who knows? Anybody, Monet Davis can shut somebody down if it's the right day.
You saw that move she put on Kevin Hart in that basketball celebrity game?
Yes, I did. That was amazing.
She crossed up Kev.
That was amazing.
I actually watched that. We didn't get to talk to him about it.
We should have.
And Kevin Hart gave us an easy day this week, too.
Yeah, Kev's great.
This was an easy
No,
week.
he's no trouble.
Kev
Absolutely.
is the best.
He's lovely.
He won the MVP of the game.
Yeah, he's great.
He gave it to him again.
Yeah, he won the MVP like 3 times in a row or something.
Yeah. Did you see who? Wait, who do they have? Who were the professionals?
The coaches?
Allen Houston.
Ooh, really?
He was.
Oh,
playing,
he's been the Knicks.
He was playing in the All-Star game.
Oh, was he?
Each team got a guy, I guess.
Okay.
Wow, Allen.
And then
Houston.
Chris Mullin.
Oh man, I don't know who can light it up more. Who can light it up more from 3, Allen Houston or Chris Mullin?
I say Mullin.
Nah, if Mullin's drinking, yes. If he's drinking,
he's a Brooklyn kid too.
Yes.
I love that boy.
And if he's drinking, yes, he can rain threes on.
But he was shooting threes like it was nothing.
Allen Houston could shoot threes.
Both of those guys.
Yeah, that would be right. That's cash money. I'd pay to see that.
They were in very good shape too. These guys. It almost looked like they could still play.
I'm sure.
Obviously,
I'm sure. Yeah.
Obviously, at this point, they can't. But
Kevin Hart.
There's
Bushwick
Kevin Hart.
Bill.
Oh, that's when the girl just crossed him up?
Yeah.
Monet? Look at her. She drove on him.
Spin move into the lane. Spin move into the lane.
You just got scored on by Moesha Jr.
Right, exactly. Brandy just dunked on you.
She can play.
Right.
It's her highlighghts.
Yes.
This video has all her highlights. All right, what else we got going on? We got a California middle school Vice principal is what it should say. It says Vince on my copy. I
Vince
thought that
principal.
might be his
I went
name.
to school with that guy.
Vice principal gets put on leave after being filmed telling a student that he doesn't like black kids. There you go.
What?
Yeah, we got the video too.
Yep.
I think I went to that school.
Let's play this.
So the kids were just like, I think they were kind of just like fucking around with him outside of school.
Right.
Like maybe during lunch or something. And I don't know if he knew that one of them had the cell phone camera on. So they were asking him, do you dislike all of us? And then this is...
So he said it joking. Let's see it.
Who at the school do you not like?
Me? All of us. All of us. He just here for the fun.
You know, each teacher at least has... I just don't like the black kids. Oh...
Oh, Jesus.
He's being
now, was he joking?
It
sounds like he's being
it sounds like it's a joking situation.
I think he was being a smart ass, but they got rid of his ass.
Now, a few years back, some guy went.
He's on leave. So
in the same situation, a few years back, some other dude went, "Nigga, get in the room," and he got in a lot of trouble.
That's
same thing, but he did. He went, "Nigga, get in the room," and they're like, "Oh, goddamn, oh."
That's cell phones ending racism, though.
Cell phone is?
That's right. It's making everyone behave. That's all it's doing. No one's learning a lesson. Everyone's just behaving.
That's right.
That seemed
There's
more
no
like
lessons being
like a
fucking
cool
taught.
teacher moment. This teacher kicking it with students like they was just bugging.
No,
we all know that. We all had the cool teacher. That looks like, he's just fucking around.
Same thing with the other guy. The other guy, if you saw the thing I'm talking about, the guy, he wasn't being a racist idiot.
Is there a video of that, you think?
It's probably from like 5 or 6 years ago. It's a similar thing. It's got to be, probably, I'm sure, but it's the
so
same.
that guy's on leave. It's all over the place. I think he's just screwing around with his
No,
students.
totally, absolutely.
Yeah, you can't take when you take everything like this, you take it all seriously, then you give the serious shit less credibility.
Right.
And it's not a hidden camera.
It's like he sees somebody taping him.
It looks like he could see that the kid's taping him too.
Unless he had it like low or something.
I don't know. It kind of looks like.
I don't know.
It doesn't look like it was.
No, it's
covert.
the same. No, right, exactly. It looks like him being a smartass, and then now, like everybody else, you're in trouble for saying for trying to be funny and saying something.
Well, trying is only for retards and babies. Adults don't like to see other adults try.
Right.
It's embarrassing to us.
I like that.
Don't put me through that. Either do it or don't do it, motherfucker.
Trying is for retards and babies.
Trying for retards and babies.
You don't appreciate a good adult
that's a bumper
trying.
No,
That's a
just try
bumper.
in your own privately. Try shit.
That's a bumper sticker. I like that.
When you're an adult, either do it, motherfucker, don't do it.
Right.
We got the other video.
Which no, the one Vic was just bringing up. I didn't find it.
I saw that you found something though.
It wasn't.
Oh,
wasn't what we were talking about.
Okay. Let me go to Eric in Wyoming. Eric, what's up?
Hey, I haven't heard you guys comment on this week. You know, we've always talked about the double standard where when a hot female teacher has sex, she gets probation.
Right.
Did you see the story the other day? The hot female teacher that is getting 15 years in prison. The judge said he would not abide by the double standard.
Wow, yeah, we've talked about this for many years on this show. If you're a hot teacher, and we went through the list, by the way.
Right.
They just they give them probation or not much time in jail, and then the ugly ones always got way more fucking time.
Right.
But in this case, she was hot. Yeah, she's all right.
Yeah.
They gave her 15 years. This is a rarity.
What?
Yeah.
What did she do?
She was awesome. That's what it seems like.
She's a 30-year-old female teacher.
6 to 15 years in prison for having a sexual relationship with a student.
Yeah, high school student, 15-year-old boy.
Oh, come on,
Oh,
man.
my God. That's
Come
our
on.
fucking dream.
No, it's everybody, right.
You can't penalize a teacher for giving us our dream? Are you kidding me?
It's like, was this judge ever a boy? Ever a 15-year-old boy?
He probably
with
didn't get laid a lot. He's very upset about it.
He's angry about it.
Yeah.
He's very mad,
He doesn't
right.
like that this is happening to other kids because it didn't happen to him.
We understand you got to do something, but you can't give her 6 years.
I mean,
this is a slap on the wrist type of situation. Well,
this is a high five situation.
Yeah. Is there details on what went down that might have made it a little uglier than usual?
Yeah.
No lube. So he was extra severe because she made him go anal dry. That's what the severity of the sentence is.
After sex, he still had to do his homework.
Right,
He's like, nah, bitch.
He had to write, I will promise to fuck the teacher correctly.
Right.
1,000 times, like Bart Simpson.
The teacher was asking for leniency, and the judge said, you are dealing with children that are still developing emotionally.
15 years old?
No.
To have this continuing double standard is unacceptable. The law does not recognize a double standard. The law is clearly on point in terms that these children are developing human beings. This was a person in position with power and influence over him. Look, man, obviously teachers shouldn't be having sex with the students, but I can't think of one 15-year-old I was growing up with that would be emotionally scarred by having sex, normal sex with their teacher.
We got a new librarian my senior year, and I always thought she was flirting with me, and I was too chicken to do anything about it. And then I went away to college and came home a year later, and a dude that was a year younger than me went, I'm fucking the librarian. I went, I knew it!
That's more scarring.
Sexy and shit.
That's more scarring than if you fucked her.
I agree.
And to hear the reaction in this room, we're all like, we feel bad for Vic.
No, but I really. But it was like, when you're 17, you don't know. I didn't know.
And we never even saw a picture of the teacher. But we still know he lost out on that.
Yeah, exactly.
She was hot. She was totally hot.
I
The
assume.
situation
like
itself is hot.
Totally.
Blouse, button,
Right.
little,
Absolutely.
unbutton a
Always,
little too
always,
low,
right. You need a little
hair
right.
up.
I
but you
can't
could
believe,
pick-
right, exactly. I don't know
Yeah.
how I missed it. I was so stupid.
Is there something in here that makes this bad, Sam? I heard you kind of growing a little bit over
It wasn't
there.
like a groan. It was just like like the judge was getting letters from people asking for leniency.
Right.
And so then the judge decided to take it upon himself to.
Why he will take that out on the teachers?
He
Like,
went the opposite.
Yeah.
this judge is the worst judge in America.
He thought they should be
label him.
more concerned for the boy's safety than
Yeah, the boy's
teacher's.
safety. Boy was like this. It was great, Your Honor. You hater.
Right.
Fucking ass.
And it was so great that he told all his fucking friends, and that's what happens here. He's not running to his mom or dad, in tears, going,
Right.
He's high-fiving his friends and shit and telling everyone he knows.
I mean, you don't want to get in the way of somebody growing up.
Oh, yes. I mean,
Let the boy grow up.
look, it's wrong.
It's
you
wrong.
got to keep saying it's wrong, but,
Well, South Park,
Some things are wronger than others.
South Park, South Park, as they often do, take it to the extreme, and they have the one where Ike, the little baby, by the end of the episode, he's magged at, and he's at the police station. And every single time they go to the police station, all the cops are going, "We're not saying we're condoning this," but then they all go, "Hey, tell us about it." Hey, and he's a baby. All he can do is talk baby talk. He can't even say anything. But he's a player by the end of the episode. The baby is a player.
Yeah.
Which is,
Let me point something else out about the media. Go up again there, Sam. Kind of threaded through this story about this teacher.
Right.
You have 4 other opportunities to read about other teachers. You can click on other ones. Like the first one, female drama teacher charged with raping male student.
Raping?
Then go down further. Then you got school cheerleader coach accused of rape.
Yeah, so it's like, if you like this story, you'll love Netflix recommendations for crime articles.
Right. Yeah, I like them all, though. I got to be honest.
And they obviously can't admit this, but they know that these stories are titillating.
Yes.
They know it. So they're like, well, fuck, we got your attention, and we want to keep you longer.
Sure.
We got 2 or 3 other teachers that are acting out in this way.
Whenever there's a dude molesting a kid, I don't even remember seeing too many pictures of the guys. or like seeing it everywhere. Like they got
Right.
all the girls' pictures up, the teachers who did it.
I mean, the women haven't really come forward on this. We go down this road from time to time. It does seem a little creepier when it's a male student and a male teacher and a female student. It just does.
Yeah.
I loved it in Election, the movie, the Matthew Broderick movie, Election, and it's Reese Witherspoon, and they cut to his buddy right when you see Matthew Broderick going, "There's no way he would breach the boundaries of," and then all of a sudden he comes there and he's like, "Her pussy is so wet." But right when he goes there, "No, I'm a colleague and we're all professional. Her pussy is so wet." That's one of the great. That's one of the funniest fucking movies.
So good.
It's a great movie.
So good.
Alexander Payne. Almost everything he does is good.
Yeah.
Almost everything he does.
Remember the teacher who was playing the piano naked for us students? Like a kindergarten teacher who got arrested in Florida a couple years back. But apparently she was playing the piano, playing naked. I'm like, God damn, that's a great teacher.
Wow.
And she was a cutie.
She's crazy.
She's nuts. That's certifiable.
Now we're talking crazy.
To fully understand music, you have to be clothed.
I see
optional.
Naughty piano teacher.
And get a bunch of porno links.
Yeah, right.
Tanya Tate seducing sexy teen. This must be the story.
Oh, is this it?
Sexy teen saying,
This has to be it. Not it.
This has to be it. This isn't it.
That's not it.
You sure?
I think this is...
Let's see a little bit
Let's
of it.
make sure this isn't the actual news story, okay?
Investigate report.
This porno company didn't even get a piano for this.
Right. It's called Naughty
I
Piano.
know what you want, Stacey.
Yeah.
I've seen you looking at me in them piano lessons.
Yeah.
This is what you're talking about.
Yes, ma'am. Have you ever been with an older woman?
I was going to say.
But you'd like to, wouldn't you, Stacey?
I would.
I see it in
The
your
ad on the
eyes,
video, by the
Stacey.
way, is ohyesmommy.com if you want to go there.
Me.
Oh, yes, Mommy.
This is pretty awesome, by the way.
Why don't we fast forward just a
Tell
little?
me.
All right, just to get to the piano or whatever.
There's no piano.
Huh? No piano.
No piano.
They're just in a hallway.
Your pussy through these
Costs a lot of money to rent a piano.
Right. There's not even a metronome.
Touch you, Stacey. Have you ever been with a woman before, Stacey? You want to, don't you?
Why don't we go forward another 30 seconds? Whoa.
Hey,
what do we got?
hello.
Hello.
Is this courtroom footage?
It's from the actual trial.
That's a fine how do you do.
Wow.
It's got a tight little area.
No. Not alive in the butthole?
A little bit.
Teacher's dripping sweat, spit into the bottle.
Still no piano.
Yeah, we better go forward. I want to see the piano.
No
You
piano.
gonna play?
No piano.
Oh, well.
No piano. We got to go forward.
No piano yet.
Let's look for the piano.
Let's see.
Okay. That's a C note.
Chopsticks.
Good God Almighty.
Practicing that
It's
C
super
note.
hot right now.
What happened to the piano?
It's like that scene in Big.
Wow. Okay.
Is it the first time you've ever had a woman like you? Is it the first time?
Screw in her butt.
There she is.
Sexy older woman.
My favorite.
Oh, yeah.
I think she's going to go to jail for
I don't
this.
know what's going to
I
happen.
love it.
Hard.
No piano.
Oi, oi, oi.
There you go.
Oh, yes.
There it
Mom.
is.
Yeah.
I
So,
think
yeah,
that might
I
have
mean,
been the footage, but
That was that. I believe
I would have
found
to
the
see it
story.
again to really.
See it again.
Your Honor, can we, the jury, see the tape once more?
Man, I love porn so much.
It's great.
What's not the love?
I know.
It's so good. It's so good. It just gives. It gives you everything you.
Nobody loses.
Nobody.
Nobody loses.
Nobody loses.
Everybody.
No, everyone wins.
Way better than everybody getting a trophy in Little League.
I don't know. I mean, the kids having sex with their female teachers.
I mean, it's just. I say it's no harm, no foul if the teacher's hot. And the kid's like in high school. If it's like a elementary school's kid, okay. Bitch,
What's the youngest?
12. As soon as you got like you got 2 hairs on your dick, you ready to see some puss.
Yeah.
And that's that.
I think you could get emotionally scarred at 12. I think when you get up to that 15 or 16, you're more than ready.
You can also get emotionally awesome at 12.
You think?
Hot teacher?
The one dude, the Mary Kay Letourneau lady, is the original lady that all this came to. She was the first, let's make a TV movie about this. And I think she's still with him.
Yes, they got 2 kids
and they've broken laws and gotten together despite everything said.
True love.
Yes,
love
true
conquers all.
True love. That's what they've said, yes.
Their relationship is longer than any of my relationships. Any of them.
Right. In the end, they had true love. Who's to say?
Who am I to judge this fucking love?
Look, kids shouldn't be having sex with fucking teachers. I get that.
Little girls should not be having sex with teachers. Young boys, it should be mandatory in high school that a teacher gotta fuck you.
You get in the advanced placement program.
Well, the technicality is that it's a teacher. You know what I mean?
But they're teaching. They are actually teaching.
So you mean to tell me if she quit her job and then picked up the kid and had sex, she still would have got statutory charges?
I know, but that was our dream growing up. If you're out there and you're a guy and you say it wasn't, you're lying.
You're lying.
When you started getting all those fucking boners and you saw the older women walking around, it was your dream.
Van Halen, I'm hot for teacher.
Right. Because
I'm hot for teacher.
Because the girls your age weren't developed yet.
Right.
That's why that was the dream. They were, full women.
You're like, that's not boobs, that's boobs.
Right.
Yeah, exactly.
Right?
And you're going through changes in your head. All this shit's racing through your mind. She's all on the chalkboard with ass in your face.
Right.
It's like, I got a boner, bitch. What do you want me to do?
Help
you can take care of it.
Help me, right.
Show me how this works.
Help me. Help me.
Get rid of it for me.
If sex ed was a hand job,
yeah, you'd learn everything.
I think you would help a lot of kids.
No shit.
Yeah. Is there more female teacher, male student scandals, or is the media just isolating those stories? That's a good question, Dan in Florida. I don't know.
Is it more female? What you said? It's male teacher to female student?
I just feel like the males are more willing.
Students, like the students are.
Yes.
Yeah, of course we are.
Because I have a male brain, so that's where I'm coming from.
Well,
that's
girls
why
are willing too.
That's why I want the women or whatever to call up and give us their point of view on this shit.
I remember back in junior high school.
Yeah,
it was like a girl, but she was like got left back a couple times, so she should have been like 15, but she was like in 8th grade or whatever. But I would have swore that she was banging a gym teacher. Like, there was no question in my mind.
My friends and I
She'd
know
be
a
in his
couple of
office.
these. Yeah.
Like after school or like at lunchtime when everybody's in the lunchroom, she's in his office. Like,
for sure.
The door's open, but I'm like, this is shady shit. And I was 12, and I was like, eh.
No, my friends and I were talking about this 2 months ago. There were a couple of girls. The same thing came up a couple months ago when I was home visiting. They're like, Mr. So-and-so and so-and-so are doing that. Exactly the same thing. There's always some of that
You always
shit
had
going
the
on.
female students that went after that one teacher.
Yep. Right. Exactly.
Right.
Yeah.
And would be all flirty and shit. But was that innocent, or did they actually want something?
Right.
Because in our case, we would have wanted something if we were in a situation with a female teacher.
They ran a Jesus guy off. We had a young teacher, and he was like 24, 25, and he was claiming he was having like after-school Bible study thing.
Right.
And then and too many parents started catching wind of like, oh, we really love going to Mr. Charles's Bible. And they're like, oh, Mr. Charles's Bible study may not be Bible study. And
do you think it happened more like back in the day or now?
I don't know. Like anything else now, we are so instamatic with our knowing it, so you might find out about it. Probably the same.
About the same. Maybe I would say maybe a little less.
Maybe a little less. I believe that.
Yeah, maybe a little less, believe it or not. So, we might take a break here, even though now the phones are lit on this topic, waiting to see if anything comes through worth taking.
Everybody that went to Catholic schools calling in right now.
We got Brian Johnson joining the show next.
AC/DC Brian Johnson?
No. The other Brian Johnson. We've had Brian Johnson.
I was going to say, it's one of Ron's best buddies.
Oh, really?
Yeah, totally.
From Comic Book Men.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
2-episode season finale airs on Sunday at midnight on AMC. Right. I don't know this world in the least.
Comic books?
Yeah, we'll still have a good time with Brian Johnson. Eric, you might have to help out a little bit on this.
That's fine.
This is your this is your world.
He rocks.
He said that's fine before you finish your fucking sentence.
He's sitting there with a boner banging the glass.
He's one of Kevin Smith's guys, you know.
Yeah.
You know Brian
I know that
Johnson.
show. I know that show. It's a good show.
Yeah.
So, what can you tell me about Brian Johnson there, Eric?
He's sarcastic. He doesn't like selling comics, even though he draws comics, and he's pretty much the main source of comedy on Comic Book Men.
Okay, yeah.
All right. That's putting him on a pedestal.
You like that show, don't you?
Yeah, I do.
It is a funny show. I saw a couple episodes. He was like talking with girls or something. Some girls came into the store or something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And he's sitting right here, so.
Excellent.
Where, he's next to you?
He's right over here.
Oh, hey, Brian.
I can't see him. There's a lot of
Where
stuff
are
in
you?
front of him. My reflect. Oh, there he is.
I would have had you in already.
Oh, wow.
I didn't even know you were here.
Eric kidnapped him.
That's right. Have to bring him in because I don't know much about comics either.
All right, we could hang and just talk about banging teachers and stuff.
Yeah, where's that comic book?
Exactly, Superman.
Banging my ex-girlfriend's mom.
Yeah.
All right, good. All right.
Get your comic book ass in here, you son of a bitch.
Teaser.
Yeah, there's your teaser. Don't worry, we'll get the plugs out for the show. We want to hear that story.
Yes.
We're off to a good start. Now stay there.
This is Opie Radio. The show is back.
Avril and Friends.
Another great story from Vic Henley. We might have to get to that one in a minute or two, but want to say hi to Brian Johnson. First time on the show.
First time, yeah. And I'm actually, I'm wondering, did Jim get the memo that a reality star personality would be here? Because I'm shocked that he didn't cancel his show down in Florida.
Oh, to be
Nice. He's opening strong. He comes in. Boom! I got your boyfriend.
Jim definitely gets bummed out when he has to go on the road and there's a big guest that's coming in.
That's true.
Yes.
He would be very upset.
The only reason we're doing a show today is because of you.
Usually you take Fridays off and
That's
you're like, wait,
true.
Well,
Brian Johnson of
Right.
Comic Book Man?
Well, Kevin Smith said, "Hey, man, could you take Brian? I'd really appreciate it." I'm like,
Right.
I would do anything for Kevin Smith.
Yeah, I was speaking to people who were not Kevin, and I could just tell that they never would have gotten through to you. So I just texted Kevin, and I was like, I would love to do Opie and Jim.
I'm trying to get on.
And literally within 10 minutes, he's like, this is Roland, and blah, blah, blah.
Oh, yeah, it opened the door.
It was great, yeah.
Because, I admitted, I don't know this world. So I'm sure we'll have fun, and it'll be great. But Kevin's like, hey, man, could you take my pal Brian Johnson? I'm like, whatever you want, Kev.
Yeah, it's nice to have a friend like Kev who can put in a word for you, vouch for you. It opens a couple doors.
A few. What's the story you teased before the break? Is that a real story?
Yeah, it's a real story. It was actually one of the first. Kevin and I do a show very sporadically because he's so busy.
Well, he has 15 podcasts. So
exactly.
It's one of those podcasts.
and he's
I'm not lying.
No, I knew that.
How many is he up to for real?
I
Six
think he does
six at least.
At least
Five.
4 a week.
Okay.
Wow.
Yeah, he spends a lot of time on the mic.
Right.
This is exclusively, though, live shows. We only do Why Bry Live, and it stemmed from different things that I do that basically just beg the question, like, why Bry? Like, why would you do that?
Right.
You know?
Why Bry?
Why Bry?
Why Bry?
And
Perfect name for
I love
the
it.
show.
I love it.
And it's actually good that Jimmy isn't here because my my raunchiest story is probably not as raunchy as something Jimmy does on, like, say, a bathroom break, like during the show.
Sure,
Well,
for sure. Right.
I told one of those stories earlier. Actually,
It's called Wednesday.
yes, you might want to listen to the replay. Although it's a story that's been told many a times. Anyway, go ahead, Brian.
I was much younger, early 20s, and I was dating a girl, and it was her mom. Kevin explained it perfectly. Her mom looked like a lunch lady. She was sort of short. Had normal upper body,
Right.
but like what they call the secretary spread.
Secretary
like the
spread,
big
yes, I
butt
know
and all
it.
that.
Yes. Spreads out a little. I get it.
Squatty.
Squatty.
She was nasty to me for such a long time, and I never understood why. And she said one day, well, I want to take you out to dinner and apologize, as an apology.
The mother now.
Oh,
This
the
is the mother.
lunch
This is the
lady.
mother,
Yeah, the lunch lady.
but left the girlfriend home. And so we went out to this Mexican restaurant, and she started to kind of explain herself. And eventually she just sort of like blurted out. She goes, well, the truth is I really want to suck you off. And I
Yes,
said,
lunch lady.
You don't say.
Did you actually say you don't say? That would be very mature for you don't say.
Yeah, for 21, 22.
Right.
Yeah.
Take off your bowler hat and put your cane down. You don't say.
Well, madame.
Now, Brian, did you understand what that meant?
Suck me off. You know what? At 21, hardly. I mean, a couple experiences here and there. But I was like, really? And but it was intriguing. For some reason, I wasn't grossed out. And I'm fascinated by the bizarre. And to me, this was pretty bizarre. Now, we finish up dinner, after a short discussion of what, is going to happen in the future. And she drops me off. She drove for some reason. And I was living with my grandmother at the time. And there's a moment in my head where I'm like, could I sneak her past my grandmother up into my attic room?
Again, the male mind. Again, the male mind. The male
capable
mind.
of doing some wonderful things.
Up to your Star Wars sheets.
Yeah. I'm like, I don't know who put these on. Probably grandma. But it didn't happen. I was just like, there's no way I can get her by her. And we meet out a little bit in the car. And I did that thing where, you slide your hand up, and I tore nylons, which were no doubt bought at say CVS, that big legs, legs. It wasn't long before I was back at the girlfriend's house, and I used to stay there a lot. And prior to anything happening, she would do really weird stuff. This is Kevin's favorite part of the story is the way the living room was set up. There was a couch against this far wall and a chair that I was sitting in, and my girlfriend would be sitting on the couch, so she couldn't see, she didn't have a visual inside to the kitchen. So her mom would come to the very edge of the kitchen where I could see her. The girlfriend can't. And would be in a house coat. And open it up. Nice. Not even open it up. Okay.
Just a little.
Just peel back and let one boob pop out.
Wow. Like maybe it's an accident. Could be an accident if only one pops out. So maybe it's an accident.
What the fuck?
It was so... It was with such... It was
really hot to me.
Not a stepdaughter or anything. You're seeing her
real
daughter.
Right. Real daughter. Her best attempt at being alluring and sexy. And
did you gulp or anything? Like holy fuck, and then she would quickly disappear? Or?
No, I think she read my my fascination with it. I think she was like, I've got him hooked.
She knew.
Just slowly reeling me in. Until one day, I mean, this doesn't make me look that great.
This story is awesome. This makes you you're my new hero.
Right, exactly.
But one day, we were going to get lunch, and I told my girlfriend, I said, here's some money. Can you run down to the deli and get us some sandwiches? Yes, to clear out the house. And we quickly hustle into, I don't even know why we didn't do it in the mom's bed, but I do know why. Because we went into her bed, which overlooked the parking lot. It was an apartment complex.
Oh, you can see when the daughter came back.
So I could see when she came back.
Right.
And we could, get quickly dressed and not be discovered. And so we start to go at it, and she's on all fours, and I'm from behind, and I don't know what it was, because it wasn't like, oh my God, she's so hot, I can't even contain myself.
No, but I get it, yeah.
But I came in 30 seconds, to which she expressed disappointment, and all I could think of to say was, I go, well, if your daughter would fuck me more, I could hold out longer.
I could fuck you better. Right.
I could hold out longer.
Right. If you teach your daughter how to suck a dick, I'd be able to fuck you a little better.
Oh, my God.
Yeah, and there were a couple,
I blame you.
Yeah.
I learned it from watching you.
I know, it should be a PSA, right?
The more you know.
Wow.
The more you know.
And there were a couple times after that where, like, you know, I would play video, like my girlfriend would go to bed and I would be playing video games and she would just come out and be like, I want to give you a blowjob. So, all right. Well, I mean, what 20-year-old guy's going to turn down a blowjob? And then what killed it for me was we live next to Sandy Hook. It's like kind of the beginning of the Jersey Shore. It's this big beach right on the ocean. And she was like, I want to go out there and have a bottle of wine and make love on the beach.
All right, now it's romance.
The second she said that, I was like, I'm out.
The minute it got real.
Fantasy over.
Yeah. The minute it got romantic, we're going to share thoughts and dreams.
Yeah. It just wasn't happening.
What kind of freak was she?
Did her daughter ever find out?
There was one time where her daughter was taking a shower and I was laying on the couch and the mom was, she came up on her knees right next to the couch and she was like opening her shirt and trying to like, tempt me.
Right.
And I just was like, by that point I was disgusted with myself and wasn't super into it anymore. And
I can't wait to get to that point in my life.
Exactly. I'm with you. I'm like, what?
I can't wait to get there. It hasn't happened.
And we didn't hear the shower stop or the bathroom door open. So she comes around the corner and she goes, what's going on? And I couldn't think of anything fast enough. I go, she won't leave me alone. She keeps asking why I don't like her. And I just put it on the mom.
So a little
look
of the
down.
truth.
There's no doubt in my mind that she knew.
She knew what her mother does.
She had to know.
Of course.
Especially if he says that, you know. That's a little bit of the. That's a little bit of
Her
the.
mother's shirt was unbuttoned down to her
right.
belly button.
No,
you know?
wow.
You know our mother's a freak.
We've been.
Yeah.
Was the mom all right? Oh, well, you did describe her. Never mind.
She was
just
lunch
all right.
lady. Yeah, you would look at
But
her.
the contents of the story is just, it's hot.
At the time, I was because a lot of times I'll do stuff because, and I blame Kevin a little bit because
You should.
I want to run back and tell Kevin, you'll never guess what I did. And this is long before like we decided to do, Kevin was doing podcasts or Y-Bri shows or any of that type of thing. So it was more about like, I just want a cool story to tell my friend.
Right. And what did you say earlier? You really liked the bizarre or the?
Yeah, it was the bizarre, not even forbidden fruit because it's like.
No, but I mean in general. In general, you really.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, I gravitate towards just strange stuff.
And oddities.
Like what? What?
Yeah.
What type of stuff?
Like recently, within the past year, maybe a little bit longer. My girlfriend and I were going through a rough patch, and I moved out. And I was staying in a hotel, and there was a strip club kind of like maybe a mile away. So I was like, and I've never been to a strip club by myself because I always look at those guys and I'm like, oh, you sad, sad bastard. You poor bastard.
I've been many times by myself. Creepy too.
I saw a guy in a strip club once. He was everything short of pounding his fist while watching the strippers. He was so angry. He's going, they're all whores. They'll all cheat on you.
This is everything wrong with women. I knew it. I was looking for a palace of validation.
So I go to the strip club, and it's a very average experience until I go outside, and there's a girl who's just standing out there smoking a cigarette, and a car pulls up, and they hand her something, and they drive off. And I asked her, I said, what did that person just hand you? I said, I'm not an undercover cop. I said, I'm not going to bust you or anything, but what is that? And she said, it's heroin. I said, really? I said, when you do heroin or is it for somebody else? And she said, no, it's for me. I said, when are you going to do it? And she said, as soon as I get home. I said, I'll give you $200 if you come back to my hotel room with me and let me watch you spike up. Because I had like a bad knee for a while.
You don't gotta explain that, brother. I'm in. Wow. Damn your knee. I'm in. Now what happened?
Wow.
I had a bad knee for years. I had no health insurance, so I just kind of gimped around until my doctor started giving me Percocet, which escalated into roxycodone, which almost escalated into heroin before I was like, wait a second, I'm in my mid-40s. I shouldn't be starting a heroin addiction.
That's something you wait for your 80s.
Right.
Yeah.
Alan Arkin, Little Miss Sunshine. Alan Arkin, Little Miss Sunshine.
Yes. But it was so much cheaper compared to buying these pills. And anybody who's been on that kind of stuff, you know, like being dope sick it's hell on earth, and you just don't want to deal with it. But I couldn't bring myself, and I also hate my skin being pierced, even though I have tattoos and stuff. There's something different about getting your blood drawn. So I asked her, I said, you know, will you come back and let me watch you do it? And I found out she was normally a prostitute, so for $200 to do whatever she was going to do anyway seemed like a bargain.
It's a bargain, yeah.
Yeah, so we went back to the hotel. And she wasn't even that good at it, which was sort of disappointing. She was putting it in her hand, and she kept missing and cursing herself out. And then she started criticizing the TV show I had on. She was annoyed. Let's turn something else on.
Was it What's Happening Now?
If it was, I would have thrown her right the fuck out of the room. I would have been, how dare you?
I love that you were annoyed how she was doing it.
Right, exactly.
That's a little strange.
It was not
you're supposed to be a professional.
It's not the drug experience he paid for.
Right.
He paid for a drug experience. He was not getting it.
And she finally got it. And because I'd never seen, I've known people who have done it, but I've never actually seen it in real life. And, and I was sitting behind her, and there's like a big mirror in front of us, and I just watched it come over her, just watched that stuff wash over her, and she just like, you know, that nod, yeah. And like in retrospect, you know, I think I said on our podcast one time, I was like, I think I was like subconsciously looking for someone who was in a worse place than I was at the time, just to be like, well, at least I don't have it this bad.
Right.
But she then became very attached and was like, well, we should hang out tomorrow. She's like, I love to swim. And there was like a swimming pool in the hotel. You know, maybe I could come back tomorrow and swim. And at the time, I'm like, yeah, sure. And I'm like, this is the last time we're going to see each other. You need to understand that. And yeah, I felt a little bad, but I was like, she's going to do all this anyway. And I was, she was part of like an escort service. So she was supposed to get 100 and hand over some of that to her. I guess madam is an awfully classy word for what,
right?
Female pimp.
What, yeah. So I gave her the 200. I was like, oh, I won't tell whoever because I didn't know who she was, so don't worry about it. But I had to draw the line at swimming together and hanging out socially.
That's when it got creepy. That's when it got creepy. Yeah. Wow. You know, when you said you were going to be on the show today, Twitter exploded, man. You got a lot of fucking people that love you.
We have...
they are hardcore fans of yours, Brian Johnson.
Yeah.
We got one of them on the line right now.
Oh, do you?
Yeah, that's where I'm leading to. Macon, it looks like, in North Carolina?
Yeah. Brian, it's awesome you're on the air, man. Tell him Steve Day, baby.
Thank you, sir.
I just wanted to say, I wanted to know if Ming was going to commit harikari on himself because he's not fucking doing the national radio show.
I doubt Ming will commit harikari because we got a 5th season. I don't know if it's been officially announced, but we got a 5th season for the show.
Congratulations.
Thank you. And he loves nothing more than the spotlight. The dude loves it. So if we don't get a 6th season, maybe you can hope for some harikari at that point. Ming is another guy on the show. He's
Ming,
the Asian dude.
Like Ming the Merciless.
Now, did he name himself, or did you guys name him, which makes it racist?
Not if they're friends, but not if they're lifelong friends.
Let Ming tell me if he's friends.
His actual name, and I only found this out after knowing him for years, is his real name is Cliff. And if ever there was a name that did not fit a guy, Cliff. It should have been like Rocco if it was going to be Cliff. But yeah, it's Cliff Ming Si Chen, so everybody calls him Ming. And that's one thing AMC will never allow is like on Tell 'em Steve Dave, the podcast that we do, it's pretty much anything goes. And so I do, an Asian voice when I do over the top, like, oh, hey, hello, Ming Chen, like that kind of thing.
Irene.
Yeah. And that's what I love about our podcast is like it's popular, but not popular enough that we catch any
We might
shit.
get in trouble.
Yeah,
Right?
flies,
You might get in trouble.
under the radar.
Podcasts aren't really getting in trouble in general, though. You guys are lucky.
Yeah.
It's creeping into satellite, obviously. Regular radio, you couldn't do what you just did. Guys
Right.
got fired for that very thing.
Oh, yeah, the Asian voice?
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Who were the guys that got fired again?
Ming Chen.
K-Rock guys.
JV and Elvis.
Yeah, JV and Elvis. And one of them was married to an Asian woman. And that
Really?
didn't save his ass.
Yeah.
And they were going for the laugh and a bit. They weren't even like trying to be hateful.
It's I heard you guys talking about it earlier. The PC bullshit that goes on in this country is I really would have thought that generations would get more and more liberal
No
as
kidding.
time went
Yeah,
on.
no.
But it is
that shit-
beyond crazy.
You think it's happened with comics? Has it worked its way into the same thing? Do you think the modern day comic book artist has to pull back a little bit because he might get his ass chewed out? For
It's
something?
interesting you should say that because
have
something
a show.
just happened with a Batgirl cover.
What?
Batgirl?
Yeah.
The artist, I can't remember his name, but he did it. It was sort of an homage to an Alan Moore killing joke where, yep, there it is, where you see the Joker is holding a gun to Batgirl.
Well, it's really like his finger, right? That's a finger.
That's a finger. He's got the gun in the other
he
hand.
has a gun in his other hand.
Okay.
And we were trying to figure out exactly why this would be pulled. DC decided to pull this was a variant cover. And it wasn't even DC, it was the artist who got a few dozen complaints.
Aha.
And we tried to figure out, like, is it the look in Batgirl's eyes where she looks traumatized? Is it like, oh, well, she's a superhero and now she's a victim? But historically, she was shot and paralyzed by the Joker. It was like a dark time in the character's history. And I think that now the book is more for like, tweens and teenage girls. So it may be like, if it was like the Joker holding a gun to, say, Archie.
Right, yeah. My Little Pony's got a gun to her head.
Yeah. Rainbow Dash.
But he felt the heat and pulled it.
The artist.
Oh, wow. That's wild.
The artist pulled it, yeah. And I that made me kind of...
That's a pretty good cover, by
It's
the
a
way.
great cover. No, it's
It looks
amazing.
awesome, yeah.
No, it's perfect.
It made me
amazing.
disappointed when the artists, the people that are supposed to be defending and standing up for free speech, and and this is a form of free speech, is bows to that kind of stuff,
Right.
And my friend Brian Quinn, he's also on Tell 'em Steve Dave. He does Impractical Jokers on Show TV. He said, "Yeah, I guess when it's your career, you may think differently." And I will never have a career, so I don't have to worry about
welcome
that
to
kind
my
of
life,
stuff.
Brian.
And the guy that pulls this on himself is not going to have too much of a career because he's limiting himself, I would think. That's just me.
Just to
Sorry.
appease like a few.
Certainly,
dozen
that's
girls.
not right.
Yeah.
Exactly. No, that's.
I got to say, Greg in Texas does have it right. He says it's the liberals who brought about PC culture, not conservatives. That is
Probably so, maybe.
Oh yeah,
that's the truth for the most part.
Maybe
What
a
about
little-
like conservative, like right-wing church groups?
Yeah, anybody going Jesus though is
Jesus people
yeah,
ain't always
well,
liberal.
Anybody
It's
going
both
Jesus.
sides of the
No, totally. Yeah. Anybody.
Greg, what else you got on that?
Well, that's just it. I mean, it's all PC doesn't really stand for political correctness. It's progressive censorship.
Yeah,
right.
I like look at you. I'm gonna steal that.
He
Greg.
had that one locked and loaded. He had that one locked and loaded.
A lot of people complaining about the cover weren't even fans of the comic. Feminist groups.
Yeah, a lot of those
So the
sites,
feminist
like
groups started going after the artists.
like Jezebel and Mary Jane and things like that.
They have to be
they were
stopped.
finding more and more on Twitter where these were the people that were complaining because it depicts women in a bad light. But the original book from the 80s, she got shot by the Joker, and he posed her on the floor, covered in blood and seductive poses, took photos of her and sent it to her father, But that was okay. It's just her sitting there with this painted smile and holding the gun next to her. People were freaking out.
Yeah, but we don't know
All
what's
those
going to
people know the
happen.
history.
Maybe she gets him in the end.
Right.
Yeah.
I've seen many a hero in that position still come out on top.
Exactly.
I've seen
going to be all right.
I'm gonna guess that's the way it
I've
goes.
seen many a hero come
Why
out
can't
on
they
top.
see that part of it? In the end, she probably gets the best of the Joker for a little while.
Yeah. Well, social media has made it so easy to be a quote-unquote feminist, a pseudo-feminist, because I look at something like that, and I feel like if you complain about shit like this, but you don't address the very serious issue of, say, postpartum depression, you are an asshole, and you are not really a feminist.
Sure. And you're not living in
concentrating
reality.
on the wrong stuff.
Exactly.
Let me say hi to Brian in Staten Island. We got Brian Johnson in studio. What's up, Brian?
Tell him, Steve Dave!
I believe this sounds like Brian Quinn of Impractical Jokers, as a matter of fact.
Is it you, Brian?
Yeah, how you doing, Opie?
Hey,
what's up, man?
Good to hear from you again, buddy. I didn't know you were doing the podcast with him. I got to check you guys out.
For over 5 years now, we've been together a long time, me and this guy, and I always have to correct him when he tells that story about the prostitute in the hotel. He always forgets this important detail. I was that prostitute.
You never said male or female. He never said male or female. That is true. Thank you, Brian.
He was hanging outside the strip club. I'm like, ooh, well, hello.
Right. Hello, Mr. Muscular Cat.
Like, do you want to do a podcast after you spike up?
What's the podcast about? You guys sit around, shoot the shit, or you got some...
It's called
some direction with it, or
it's so directionless, just like my entire life.
that's the best way to do it. Though.
That's the way to do it.
It really is. Yeah, it's called Tell 'em Steve Dave. We're up to episode 239, and it's kind of stemmed from. I was even more directionless now. Like I was ready to step off a stool, with the rope around my neck, and Kevin was like, well, "Why don't you?" Because I'd been seeing a therapist, and I dropped the therapist, and Kevin goes, you know what'll make you feel better? Do a podcast once a week, get it out there. And my friend Walt agreed, and Quinn jumped in right away. And the reason my friend Walt agreed was because I have like severe ADD, so I'll jump from topic to topic, interest to interest. So he's like, we'll do this for maybe 3 weeks, and then he'll be like, oh, I want to do something else, and it turned into sort of like, kind of like a little cottage industry. I mean, we've gone from like, it helped us obviously in the beginning when Kevin's like, hey, my friends are doing this podcast called Tell 'em Steve Dave, check it out. But it also hurt a little because people thought like, oh, well, they're just friends of Kevin, so fuck them, they don't have anything to say. And we have done tons of stuff since then. Like we put out the very first vinyl podcast ever.
Nice.
I
like that.
Right now we're making a claymation movie in the vein of like the old Rankin and Bass stuff that we went on. What was it, Kickstarter? And originally our goal was like to raise $25,000. We were like, do you think we can do it? And we ended up raising $98,000.
Gee. Half of that is mine.
I was going to say, I can make a movie for that.
Me.
Yeah, I can make a movie for that.
Let's hope for me. I put my foot in my mouth this week.
It's really
We're getting money together for a Patrice O'Neill documentary, and I said, I'm going to cover whatever you don't get.
I heard that, yeah.
Holy fuck. Yeah. These fucking guys.
It's something like 5,000 right now.
Oh, my God. I'm on the hook for 100,000 still. And I see those days ticking away quickly.
I'm going to hold you to it, too.
What the fuck, guys? $5 Tell me how much you love Patrice O'Neill. Show it with $5 lousy.
The irony of the whole comic book men thing was Quinn and I had been friends for long before any of it started, and we always wanted. What's up?
20 years.
20 years, yeah. We wanted to do something together, and we were like, we want to do a TV show together. So we wrote pilots, and we, Q even at one point he was like, and this is before podcasting, we should start a radio show, but like we could never really get anything together. And we got Tell 'em Steve Dave going, and after a year and a half, Kevin and an exec producer got together with AMC, and they said, we want to do a reality show or unscripted show about comic books. And Kevin said, well, you can use my store to shoot the sizzle reel or pilot or whatever you want. And so they said, okay, great. And then someone from AMC heard Tell 'em Steve Dave, and they said, we don't want to cast anybody. We want these guys. And the very unfortunate part was it was exactly at the same time that Quinn got Impractical Jokers. So
he got two networks.
A full third of our cast couldn't be on the show, which was it really sucked.
And you couldn't do both shows, Brian?
No, I at first it was a contract thing, and then it just turned out that Impractical Jokers just took over my life. Like, you know, it's just I was working 7 days a week. It would have been impossible to do both. So I had to watch Comic Book Man sail off into the distance without. It's very upsetting.
Do you make a special appearance here and there?
Yeah, this season that's airing now, I was on an episode.
Oh, okay.
We just came up with an idea to get me on. Next season too.
Oh, good.
Yeah.
Yeah, so we eventually got to work together, and that's the beauty of Tell 'em Steve Dave is like the projects that, you know, our labors of love, we can, you know, do those things now, you know, if we want, you know.
That's great.
You know, we're going to put we just did an audio book, like a 70s exploitation type audio book, like radio play. Oh. So it's that, you know, you use the money from the show to fund the stuff you really
other
want
stuff,
to do.
right?
Yeah.
And all the family friendly stuff I get out of the way on Practical Jokers, and if I come up with a real fucked up idea, I bring it to Brian. In about 2 seconds, he's like, "Let's do it."
Nice.
So sometimes I get phone calls from True TV, and they're just like, "Could you stop saying stuff like that?"
No, I can't.
Absolutely
exactly.
Yeah, right, Brian. No, the answer to that is always no, I cannot.
Exactly.
No, I can't.
Comic Book Man, the finale. What are we going to say? What can you say?
I gotta be honest, I don't know. I don't watch the show. And I know that sounds bad.
No, I get it. I get that totally.
He goes, and I know that sounds bad.
You live the show. What are you going to watch it for?
I'd love to be able to tell you.
I live it, but I can't bear seeing myself on screen. I'm like, oh my God, I'm so fat.
I stopped listening to the radio show.
Yeah, I know that one.
At least 10 years ago.
Yeah, I know exactly.
I haven't heard this radio show in 10 years. I just gave up because you start picking apart everything. I know when I suck. I know when I'm doing well.
Right.
So
no,
you know, no breaking news there,
joke.
haters.
Yeah.
Don't worry.
No.
I know when I suck. You don't have to tell me. But then you also know, all right, that worked. Okay. You know, what do you got, Eric?
I think that's the episode where you guys go to the Kiss concert, right?
Oh, okay, yeah. We go to the Kiss
concert. Is this
concert.
the finale?
Yeah, I think.
How do you know more about his finale than he does?
I watched the show.
He does watch it.
Wait, Gene Simmons is on this one?
Other people are watching the show.
Yeah, you guys get a lot of pretty good guests.
We do. We've been getting better and better guests. My dream guest for 5th season is Henry Winkler. That's really.
Oh, you can get him up there walking around the city
he's
all the time.
completely easy. He's the sweetest man in the world.
At this point, we tell him to stop showing up.
No, he's the sweetest man in the world.
God.
He's completely adorable.
Henry.
Yeah, he's an easy get. He's a totally
How many
easy
times
get.
has Henry been on? 3 or 4 easily.
A bunch, and he's here at Sirius at least
All
every
the
3 months.
time.
All the time.
He's completely
We
lovely.
go, Henry, not now. We're busy. And he walks
He's no longer the Fonz.
Yeah.
He's Ralph Mouse
He's
now. Do whatever.
He's Potsy Weber.
He's Potsy.
He's Potsy.
We had Potsy on, too.
Hanson Williams.
We've had Potsy, Henry, and Ronnie.
Howard.
Man.
I can say
somewhere
Ronnie because
Ralph
we know
just
each
a
other
single
now.
Tear.
Right.
Yeah, Ralph Malph we haven't had. He's the only
Henry
one.
Winkler is
And Aaron
doable, so
Moran.
doable.
Yeah, he's totally.
That's
he loves
easy.
it.
What's wrong with
He
you,
loves
Brian?
stuff
Yeah,
like
well,
that. Just ask
I
him.
suggested it, and our director was like, "Nah, he wouldn't do it." And then
See?
What?
No, fire that idiot.
no,
Suggest
he's
that-
good. We've had idiots.
joking.
I'll tell you about him if you want. But.
Suggest that you watch Fonzie doing some fucking H.
Yeah.
Suggest that.
I'll show you who's cool. I'll show you who's cool.
I want to see him do it in that blue windbreaker, though. Not
first
the
one. Yeah, the
not
blue
the leather
windbreaker.
jacket.
Before the leather jacket.
Yeah,
windbreaker.
what was this story there? It was too much to have the leather jacket at first?
He was not going to be a main character. He was a secondary
Oh, yeah, I
character.
know
So
that much,
they
too.
didn't play that much into it.
Right.
He just wore his light blue windbreaker that
Yeah,
day.
he was like the Urkel of Happy Days until he took over,
Bang.
right?
Right.
Yeah. Urkel's turned into Stefan.
Right.
And Fonzed it up. It's the same
We
show.
know
God damn
Henry
it,
has a
was-
New York Times best-selling children's
But
book
that's why
series.
that's why he'll come on the show and promote it.
Oh, that might be
It
your
ties
angle.
into what they do.
We didn't give a fuck about his children's books, but you might.
How you go from
I mean,
Fonzie?
sorry, Fonzie.
You go from Fonzie to Judy Bloom? How does that work? No, tell us on the phone.
Are you there,
Nothing?
God?
That's how cool you are.
That's right.
That's how cool you are.
Super Fudge.
You're that
What
cool.
happened to
He
you
also,
guys?
That's cool.
he also owns MacGyver.
That was his show?
He was one of the guys that created and executive produced MacGyver in
He
the
bought,
80s.
right?
That's when he
Winkler.
started
Wow.
becoming the Jew that his parents wanted.
Right.
Behind the scenes, respectable.
He's a good boy. He produces the MacGyver. Have you seen him produce the MacGyver? He actually produced the MacGyver.
Behind the scenes, like a self-respecting Jew.
Well, I saw him recently on like it's like between a commercial and an infomercial.
Oh,
It's
yeah,
just
he's in it.
longer.
Yes.
Yeah.
Reverse
and
mortgage,
It's like,
reverse
it's like
mortgage.
a Wilford Brimley type thing.
It
It's
is
like,
reverse mortgage,
Have
yeah.
you been turned down for
Yes.
insurance?
Yeah.
You know,
It's reverse
like,
mortgage.
He's
right?
any
gettable.
age.
Well, we only have a few more minutes because we're on tight schedule on Fridays, unfortunately.
Wow.
But so Kiss is in the final, the
Gene
series
Simmons.
finale.
Yeah, I didn't.
Gene Simmons.
They didn't show too much in the trailer for it, but yeah, they're all in full Kiss makeup as they're walking through the
Who were
parking
you,
lot.
Brian? Who were you?
Me, I was. Who was I?
There's only
You?
4 of them.
Star?
I believe I was Ace. No, I was Ace.
Ace
yeah.
is
You
cool.
had a star.
Right. It made
Star,
sense.
That's Paul Stanley.
That's
Ace?
Stanley.
Oh,
Right.
is he? Which
Ace
one?
is like the silver.
Oh, there he is.
There
Okay.
you
All
are.
right.
Wow, you're badass in that makeup. Holy fuck.
Wow. No shit, Brian. Look at that.
That's
You
gangsta.
are a
Wait, is that Billy D.
badass.
Williams?
That's Billy D. He was
Man,
on last week.
Lando
Yeah.
Calrissian himself.
He played Go Fish against Walt.
To win a replica of the Millennium Falcon.
Nice.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, that's an impressive story.
That's
that's
nerderific.
unbelievable.
That's nerderific right there. That's too damn
yeah,
good.
Ace is the coolest.
That's too
so
damn
good
good.
for you.
Yeah, Ace is pretty badass.
As far as all the guys go,
The DMC?
I heard him on the on your show the other day, and it was exactly the same thing on set. Where
you
it's
didn't
like,
have to talk.
like,
I said hi, I think,
That
and then
was
an
it.
hour later, I'm
Bang.
like, "Well, thanks for coming by."
he asked
He
me
was
to-
great, though. He really
Amazing.
was.
He asked me to host his panel at a comic book show in L.A., and I said absolutely for 2 reasons. One, it's an honor because you're a legend. 2, I knew just like Opie, I would be like, "Hey, so here's Daryl," and
You don't really
I
have
would
to do
just sit down and
anything.
do nothing. Yeah.
When you do this every day, I mean, it's a great gig, obviously.
Oh yeah.
But when you know you have one of those,
Adam West?
Adam West.
when you have one of those guests where you can just say hi and they go, "Oh man, it's the best feeling."
Yeah.
You
on
take a
our,
little break that day.
yeah, on our
How was
podcast
Adam
we don't
West?
have guests, so we're constantly forced to talk.
Right.
How's Adam West?
He was great.
We never
man.
met him.
Yeah, Adam West was really cool, and my favorite part of it was just listening to him say my friend Walt's name, like in that voice.
Yeah.
because I know Walt was totally starstruck, like totally.
How
fanboyed
laid
out.
did Adam West get in the 60s? He had to run
Oh, my
around with the
God.
tights and that fucking Batman.
Oh,
He had to
there's
get
no
laid
telling.
like hell, right?
There's no
Like,
telling.
who was
Yeah.
getting more pussy than Adam West in the 60s when he was running around in that Batman costume?
Who was James Bond in the 60s?
There you go. There you go. Sean Connery.
That's why that was like 4 dudes, wasn't it? Like
Yeah.
3 dudes. And
They had to divide it
they
up.
divided the pussy.
Yeah, it was those 2 guys. Yeah, they were flipping coins.
That's right. Adam West had the market cornered.
That's why he had to dress up his shit because he had competition.
Oh, yeah.
I think we've come to the end, unfortunately. This went way too fast. That was 45 minutes.
Wow, was it really?
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Nice job.
It was super fun though.
But it's an introduction. Now you come back and do some more radio with us.
I would love to. I would absolutely love to.
It's Brian Johnson promoting Comic Book Men.
When's the season finale?
2-episode season finale airs on Sunday, midnight on AMC. Don't forget about the podcast, tellemstevedave.com.
Yes.
That's where you can get the podcast.
Yeah,
right?
or Twitter at @TellHimSteveDave, and it'll direct.
Oh,
you
I've seen
to-
your tweets. Holy fuck.
Yeah, I go after
gotta-
people.
No, but, and your fans, they fucking retweeted that you were coming on the show more than most people have, giving us some nice promotion.
Yeah, somebody
Would it
dared
hurt
shit
to,
on.
to say you're going to be on the show before you're here?
Somebody dared shit on Will Forte's new show, Last Man on Earth, and it's just like I live for that kind of stuff because I just dismantle them, you know. And it doesn't mean I'm right. You're entitled to your opinion, but I can't stand it. It's like, oh, shut the fuck up, you troll, you stupid asshole.
Stupid asshole. You're right to say
Nice.
that.
There you go. I love it.
And Brian Quinn on the phone there. Good to
Hey,
hear
guys,
from you,
thanks for
Brian.
having me. Yeah, it's very good. I'll be more diligent about calling in, my friend.
Or come by again. Any
I'd love
plugs?
to. No, not really. I mean,
Impractical Jokers, True TV.
Jokers.
Yes.
Thursday night.
I just
7
worked with him
o'clock,
too. He did some work on Rachel Feinstein's show. We did Grand Central over there.
Oh, that was a blast.
We had a fun time over there. It was fun.
So much.
Yeah, Sherrod Small's
that was
on
fun.
every TV show except for Brian Johnson's.
I'm over there soon. I'm coming over there.
Season 5, baby.
He'll be over there with a comic book soon enough.
Damn right.
All right, take it easy, guys.
All right.
Thank you.
Eric's saying we got to go. All right. Sam's doing his show today at what, 3?
3 o'clock.
And then Eric's got his show tonight
7.
at 7, 2 hours now on Fridays, killing it for us. And we got Sherrod Small, just gave us an amazing week of radio. Thanks,
I love you
Sherrod.
guys, man. We're family now.
What are we plugging? Absolutely.
I'll be at the Stand and Stand Up New York all weekend doing shows. And I'll be at Eastville. That's right, in
There
Eastville.
you go. That's 3.
And then the new show on True TV is coming out in like 2 weeks. And then
are you replacing the Practical Jokers?
Maybe.
It sounds like a cue's like I've got nothing to promote.
He's standing next to my grill in 3 weeks on a Sunday afternoon at 4 o'clock.
That is true.
He's on
We
my
will be doing
deck.
some grilling at
He's
next.
on my deck.
He really has a barbecue in New York City.
I have a barbecue
He's
too.
been there.
I have a
He's been
backyard
there.
too. He's a couple
eaten
blocks
it.
from me.
That's true. We're
How
in
do
the
you
same
have a
neighborhood.
barbecue too?
I have a backyard. He has a back deck.
He's moving on up.
I have a heat lamp in my backyard. I have a heat lamp and fucking.
Barbecues are illegal in New York City, you sons of bitches.
I got
Yes,
even
they
more.
are.
My heat lamp is propane.
Right.
And that's
So is mine.
illegal.
Yeah,
It's going to be like the Great
Right.
Chicago Fire, man. You guys are going to burn the city down.
That's a myth.
Hey, Henley, what do you got, buddy?
I got the theater at Madison Square Garden on the April 18th with Ron White. So
And
come
I
see
will
it.
be there
Yes.
for free.
But you totally will. Between now and then,
Nice.
Stand Up New York, Comic Strip, Comedy Cellar, anywhere me and Sherrod, we're all over the
And
city.
you're going to bring the big man in?
I'll try.
In April?
I'll try. We're driving up from West Virginia, so I still haven't gotten the full-on details of that yet. So I know the night before we're at some Boogerville casino
in West Virginia.
And it's not Charleston, West Virginia. It's Charlestown, West Virginia.
I know that.
I don't even.
Gotcha.
So
And
anyway,
Brian Johnson, it was a pleasure, brother.
It absolutely was. Thank you. Thank you so much.
We're just getting to the surface with you. We're gonna
Definitely.
go deep next
We're gonna
time.
crack this nuts.
We're going to crack this shit.
I've got a bunch more.
You have piqued my interest. All right, guys. Thank you. We'll see you Monday. And Accelerated is next. Right. It's a great hour. If you haven't heard it yet, check it out.
Today's show will be available later today on Sirius XM On Demand. Sirius XM On